Hello, Morathian. Tragically, that is not actually what's going to be happening today, Morathian, but I hope you appreciate what we will be witnessing, because it's also very good in its own special way. Look, Morathian, imagine if you would. A small British man sitting in a comfy chair with a fire in the background, reading a choose-your-own-adventure book to you. I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna go get more water.
What are you friggin' doing that for? You're just gonna die.
Something life in universe torpid high.
Also, hi, I'm back. As I knock shit over. When is a mystery. Hi, hello, Hollow, and hello, Lolo, thank you. Also, man, they just added a bunch of Nikke music to fucking... excuse me. To Spotify, so that was weird. But also, I just added, like, a bunch of songs to this fucking playlist again. It's also great, because I look, and I see just, like, I added a bunch of songs to this playlist, like, a couple weeks ago, and a couple weeks before that, and it's like, when did I do this? Where was I? Did I do it again in the dead of night in like a fucking late night fugue state? Does that probably happen? If by a blast you mean getting my ass blasted, sure, Alulane. Hey, Tyrion. I'm enjoying it to some extent, but I also have some big misgivings about it, is what I'll say. It's a real fucker. Oh, a bunch of Nikke music, Ice Claw. Which only really matters to me, but know that it's here. Like this. I would be surprised. I would be impressed, really. It's just a shame they haven't added all of it. So a song that I really like isn't on there yet. That's the greatest tragedy. Yeah, ugh. Give me a sec, I'm adjusting my mic. Whoop. Yeah, Sekiro is a neat game, but my god, does it hate your fucking guts. It is, I need to learn the game, and that is the problem. Like, my current issue is, A, I went in an area way over my head, and B, I am having trouble learning the rhythm of combat, but that is just a thing I need to get beat into me. The problem is, Sekiro is a game that punishes you for doing poorly. And that sucks. That feels real bad. Hey, Shark. Yeah, Sekiro is a game you need to learn. Yes, I am talking about Dragon Rot, Shark Vega. I think Dragon Rot is bad, and it's a bad mechanic. But yeah, no, I enjoy it, I just need to get better at it. Also, I have some weird performance hiccups, but that is my computer is pretty dated at this point problem. Either way, let's switch over, and you'll be like, Torpo, why are we looking at this GIF? Because you see, this game just gets right the fuck into it.
Despite its name, Fang was an ordinary small town in a northern province of Chiang Mai, situated on the banks of a river. It made a convenient stopover for river traders and passengers throughout most of the year. A few barges, rafts, and sometimes Even a large sailboat could usually be found moored.
It's
at
a
Fang.
cool game.
But all that was long ago, before the creation of the Trial of Champions. Now, once a year, the river is crammed with boats as people arrive from hundreds of miles around, hoping to witness the breaking of an ancient tradition and see a victor in the Trial of Champions.
Okay, tell me more about it.
On the 1st of May each year, warriors and heroes come to Fang to face the test of their lives. Survival is unlikely, yet many take the risk, for the prize is great. A purse of 10,000 gold pieces and the freedom of Chiang Mai forever. But to become champion is no easy task. Some years ago,
Deathtrap Dungeon is
Baron
a
of
fucking
Fang,
classic.
decided
Fucking
to
old
bring
as shit.
attention to his town by creating the ultimate contest. With the help of the townspeople, he constructed a labyrinth deep in the hillside behind Fang, from which there was only one exit. The labyrinth was filled with all kinds of deadly tricks and traps and loathsome monsters. Sukhumvit had designed it in meticulous detail, so that anybody hoping to face its challenge would have to use their wits as well as weapon skill. When he was finally satisfied that all was complete, he put his labyrinth to the test. He picked 10 of his finest guards, and fully armed, they marched into the labyrinth. They were never seen again.
Maybe you should get better fucking guards then.
The tale of the ill-fated guards soon spread throughout the land.
Oh shit, we have different camera angles. Fuck me.
Announced the first Trial of Champions. Messengers and news sheets carried his challenge, 10,000 gold pieces and freedom of Chiang Mai forever to any person surviving the perils of the labyrinth of Fang. The first year, 17 brave warriors attempted the walk, as it later became known. Not one reappeared. As the years passed and the Trial of Champions continued, it attracted more and more challengers and spectators. Fang prospered and would prepare itself months in advance for the spectacle it hosted each May.
That chair looks very comfortable.
Tents erected, dining halls built, musicians, dancers, fire eaters, illusionists.
Like, that is a well-loved chair.
Entertainer hired, and entries registered from hopeful individuals intent on making the walk.
Ooh, the walk.
The last week of April found the people of Fang and its visitors in wild celebration. Everybody sang, danced, and laughed until the day broke on the 1st of May, when the town thronged to the gates of the labyrinth.
Like, this is a well-loved chair. Look at that leather.
Step forward to face the Trial of Champions.
Oh god, another camera change.
Its challenges nailed to a tree, you decide that this year you will attempt the walk.
Yeah.
For the last 5 years, you have been attracted to it not for the rewards, but for the simple fact that nobody has ever yet emerged victorious from the labyrinth. You intend to make this the year in which a champion is crowned. Gathering up a few belongings, you set off immediately. 2 days' walk takes you west to the coast, where you enter the cursed port, Black Sand. Wasting no time in that city of thieves, you buy your passage on a small boat sailing north to where the river Coke meets the sea.
Oh, it's Coke. Okay, I was worried.
You raft upriver for 4 days, until finally you arrive in Fang.
Ooh.
The trial begins in 3 days' time, and the town is in an almost hysterical mood of excitement. You register your entry with the officials and are given a violet scarf to tie around your arm, informing everyone of your status. For 3 days, you enjoy Fang's greatest hospitality and are treated like a demigod.
It's so fucking
During the
late.
long merriment, you almost forget your purpose in Fang. But the evening before the trial, the magnitude of the task ahead begins to dominate your thoughts. Later, you are taken to a special guest house and are shown your room. There is a splendid 4-poster bed with satin sheets to help you rest, but there is little time left for sleep.
It's fine, I never sleep anyway. That's nothing new.
Just before dawn, a trumpet call awakens you from vivid dreams of flaming pits and giant black spiders.
You're welcome, Ice Claw.
Minutes later, there is a knock on your door, and a man's voice
Don't do
rings
that.
out
Stop
saying,
that game.
"Your challenge begins soon. Please be ready to leave in 10 minutes." You climb out of bed, walk over to the window and open the shutters. Already people are thronging the streets, moving quietly through the morning mist. Spectators, no doubt on their way to the labyrinth, hoping to find good vantage points from which to watch the competitors. Walking over to a wooden table on which your trusty sword and shield lie, you pick them up and cut the air with a mighty sweep, wondering which beasts your sword's sharp edge may soon
I hope I don't have to meet that many beasts with my sword.
You open the door into the corridor, and a small man greets you with a low bow as you emerge from your bedroom. "Please follow me," he says. He turns to his left.
Sure, I would
and walks
follow this
quickly
man
towards the stairs at the end of the corridor.
This man seems trustworthy.
Walking through a parting in the crowds, you see Baron Suckenbit himself, standing by the entrance.
He seems shady.
In the trial of champions. You count 5 others standing proudly in line.
Oh, this game is actually pretty recent.
For all to see. There are 2 bare-chested barbarians dressed in furs.
When was this?
They stand completely motionless, legs straight.
Yeah, this is 2020.
Apart, arms thrust forward to rest on the hilts of their long, double-headed battle axes. A sleek.
Why wouldn't you use the same
golden
image as Ice
hair
Claw? It's iconic.
and feline green eyes is adjusting the crossbelt of daggers wrapped around her leather tunic.
I cannot wait to kill all of these
the 2
people.
remaining men, one is covered from head to foot in iron plate armor, with a plumed helmet and a crested shield. The other is cloaked in black robes, only his dark eyes showing between the swarms of his black-faced scars. Long knives, a wire garrote, and other silent death weapons hang from his belt. The 5 contenders acknowledge your arrival with almost imperceptible nods of the head.
I appreciate all of these much cooler people than us.
Crowd for the last
Joe
time.
Schmo.
Suddenly, a hush falls over the crowd as Baron Suckenbit steps forward, holding 6 bamboo sticks. You draw one from his outstretched hand, and you read the word, 5th. Then the trial begins. The knight is first. He salutes the crowd before disappearing into the tunnel, and is followed half an hour later by the elf. Next goes a barbarian, and then the dark assassin.
I'm gonna have to murder all of these people.
Your turn. But before embarking on your adventure, we must first determine your own strengths and weaknesses.
There they are.
You have in your possession a sword, a shield, and a backpack for carrying provisions for the trip. You have been preparing for your quest by training yourself in swordplay and exercising vigorously. To see how effective your preparations have
so
been,
many squats.
Dice will be rolled to determine your skill, stamina, and luck scores. Or, if you wish to begin your adventure immediately, you can choose between 3 ready-made adventurers.
We are gonna roll because I'm not a coward, chat. I want you to understand this.
First, we'll roll for your initial level of skill. This reflects your sword skill and fighting expertise, and will be determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6.
Hell yeah. No, I'm down for a fucking 5. I'm chill with that. Continue to our stamina roll.
Next, we'll roll for your initial stamina. which represents your strength. So the higher your stamina score, the longer you will survive. This will be determined by rolling 2 dice and adding 12.
I don't know, chat. Should we be content with 19 or should we re-roll? What do you think, chat? Yeah, it's very average. I could cheese it, Lolo, but I could also own it. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna own it. We're fine. Let's see our luck roll.
We'll roll for your initial luck, which represents how lucky an adventurer you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy world you're about to explore. This is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6.
What did we roll? No, we gotta re-roll that luck. If I get a 1 or a 6, we are sticking with it. There's no in between. I want you to understand this, chat. Fine. Okay. I guess we'll go for full luck. Stop staring at me. It makes me uncomfortable. I get it. You can judge me all you want. I know what I've done. I set my rules. Yeah, you can just re-roll as much as you want. What's the bad news? Enlighten me, Lolo. Oh no. Oh.
You may also take a magical potion with you to aid you on your quest.
Oh.
Each bottle of potion contains 2 measures, so can be used twice during an adventure. You can choose from a potion of skill that restores your skill points to their initial amount, a potion of strength that restores your stamina points to their initial amount, or a potion of fortune that not only restores your luck points to their initial amount, but will also increase your initial luck score by 1 each time
Chat,
it's used.
What I'm hearing is that we need the potion of fortune. That's what I'm hearing. He's like, sure, healing, cool. Improving my stats. Like, restoring my swordplay skill, cool. But also, I could be the luckiest motherfucker alive. We're going for the potion.
Lastly, before you begin your quest, you are given enough provisions for 10 meals. When you eat a meal, your stamina score will increase by 4 points. But don't forget, your stamina can never exceed the initial amounts you've just set. You have a long way to go, so use your provisions wisely.
Man is really into this, and
During
why?
your adventure, you'll enter into combat a number of times, and the further you go, the tougher your opponents will be. Combat takes place over several rounds, and your attack strength is based on yours and your enemy's skill scores. For each round of battle, we'll roll 2 dice for you and 2 for your opponent, adding the results to your skill scores. These are your respective attack strengths. Whoever's attack strength is the highest wins that round of combat. If you both had the same attack strength in a round, then it will be a tie. In some battles, you can take an opportunity to escape. But beware. If you do run away, your opponent will automatically score 1 hit on you as you flee, costing you 2 stamina points.
Oh no!
So be sure you have enough.
It's fine, we're not a coward.
Such is the price of cowardice.
Mama didn't raise no bitch, chat.
You are playing using the new battle system, where the battle takes place over 3 rounds. Your sheer battle-hardened nature will mean you'll always win the battle after the 3 rounds, but every round you lose will cost you 2 stamina points. So be careful. Losing all your stamina will still be fatal.
I appreciate how into this man
At the start of
is.
each round, you'll have a short time to decide to fight.
Just, I want him to get away from the
build up your
camera,
stamina
please.
by eating your provisions or
Back
taking
up a little bit.
if you have one.
Chat, should we learn about the original? Nah, let's just use the new battle system. Oh my god, why is this not a still? Why did they record this man sitting in place and loop it? Yeah, let's learn about the original battle system rules. At the very least. And then chat, you can decide which ones we use.
You are playing using the traditional battle system from the original Deathtrap dungeon book. At the start of each round, you'll have a short time to decide to fight or to build up your stamina by eating your provisions
Just
or taking
stuffing your stupid fucking face right before a fight.
After each battle round, you'll be able to test your luck. By using luck in battles, you can either score a more serious wound on your opponent or minimize the effects of a wound scored on you. If you test your luck after you have just wounded your opponent, we'll roll 2 dice, and if the total is the same or less than your current luck score, you will have been lucky and will take an extra 2 points from your opponent's stamina. But if the roll is greater, then the damage to your opponent will be halved.
I would be impressed if it was greater than 12.
Just inflicted a 2 stamina wound on you, a lucky roll will halve that damage. But an unlucky roll will take an additional stamina point. One last thing. Testing your luck has a cost. Each time you test your luck score will be reduced by 1 point.
Oh. Okay, chat, so you decide. Our luck is ludicrously high, so it would still work out pretty well if we used the old system. But which would you prefer, chat? The 3-turn system or the original system about testing your luck? But Max, our luck is insane. Could kick all of the ass. Oh no, chat. Also, please stop staring at me like that. Why did they record this man sitting still and loop it? Who would do such a thing? I guess what really gets me is that it's not a still. It's this man sitting in place, slowly moving from side to side. You know what? Fuck it. This is an important choice, so... Oh. Combat system. New system. Old system. I'm not allowing additional votes. Fuck you. We're on 1 minute. Let's fucking go. Start that poll. So yes, once again, the new system is we succeed after 3 rounds, but we do take damage based on lost attempts. But we always succeed after 3 rounds. Old system is you gotta slug it out, motherfucker, but you can use your luck to score, I guess you could call them crits. Lucky strikes. Excuse me as I miss my mouth with my water and spill a tiny bit on me. I will eventually, Loaf Sneeze. Yeah, it looks... I'm gonna call it here because it is heavily in favor of the new system.
You are playing. Now it is your turn to salute the crowd. Holding your violet scarf aloft, you take one final deep breath of cool, fresh air before turning to pass between the stone-pillared gateway into Succumbit's corridors of power to face unknown perils on the walk through the mighty Baron's Deathtrap dungeon.
Oh, he said the thing! He said the thing! Chad, he said the thing! I really went hard with this one, huh? This is a bit loud, actually.
The clamour of the excited spectators gradually fades behind you as you venture deep into the gloom of the cavern. Large crystals hang from the tunnel roof at 20-metre intervals, radiating just enough soft light for you to see your way. As your eyes gradually become accustomed to the near darkness, you begin to see movement all around. Spiders and beetles crawling up and down the chiseled walls disappear quickly into cracks and crevices as they sense your approach. Rats and mice scurry along the floor ahead of you. Droplets of water drip into small
We can do a bit more about
pools
pest
with an
control here,
eerie
is all I'm
plopping
saying.
sound, which
So where is
echoes
my
down
fucking
the
bottle
tunnel.
of Tylenol?
The air is cold, moist, and dank. After walking slowly along the tunnel for about 5 minutes, you arrive at a stone table standing against the wall to your left. On it, there are 6 boxes, one of which has your name painted on its lid.
Let's open that fucking box, baby.
The lid of the box lifts off easily, and inside you find 2 gold pieces and a note written on a small piece of parchment addressed to you.
B.
After placing the gold in your pocket, you read the message, which says, "Well done. At least you had the sense to stop and take advantage of the token aid given to you. Now I can advise you that you will need to find and use several items if you hope to pass triumphantly through my Deathtrap dungeon."
Oh!
Signed, Succumbit. Memorizing the advice on the note, you tear it into tiny pieces and continue north along the tunnel, where you come to a junction. A white arrow painted on one wall points west. On the floor, you can see wet footprints made by those who entered before you. It's hard to be sure, but it looks as though 3 of them followed the direction of the arrow, while one decided to go east.
Oh, look at that. We have this cute little map. Shit. So, chat, should we head east or west? There's 1 guy to the east, but there's 3 to the west. But the arrow points to the west. So we could be a rebel, or we could be a follower. Yeah, you know what? I don't trust that arrow. That arrow is evil.
Ahead, you can see a large obstruction on the tunnel floor. Although it is too dark to make out exactly what it is, the wet eastbound footprints you have been following carry on towards the obstruction.
Let's continue east. We're not a coward.
You see that the obstruction is a large brown boulder-like object. You touch it with your
Large
hand,
boulder the size of a small
and are
boulder.
surprised to find that it is soft and spongy.
Let's slice that son of a bitch.
Your sword easily pierces the thin outer casing of the giant spore.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
A thick brown cloud of spores bursts out of the ball and envelops you.
Some of the spores stick to your skin and start to itch terribly. You lose 2 stamina points as great lumps come up on your face and arms, and your skin feels as if it is on fire. Frantically scratching your itching lumps, you step over the now
He's
deflated
judging me
spore
so
ball.
hard.
Pressing on east, you turn left, which heads north for as far as you can see. The footprints you are following start to peter out as the tunnel becomes gradually drier. Soon you are beyond the dripping roof and the pools on the floor. You notice the air becoming hotter, and you find yourself panting even though you are walking quite slowly. In a small recess on the left-hand wall, you see a section of bamboo standing on its end. Lifting it down, you see it is filled with a clear liquid. Your throat is painfully dry, and you feel a little dizzy from the heat in the tunnel.
I don't know, chat. Should we trust that liquid? I don't know if I trust some weird, random, clear liquid. Especially because the other person who went through the tunnel didn't touch it. So, like, I don't know, chat. It is pretty hot, though, and we are pretty parched. What do you think, chat? Should we drink the funny liquid? We did already get the fungus. We did already get the fungus. You know what? Let's drink the liquid. Fuck it.
The water in the bamboo pipe is welcomely refreshing and adds 1 stamina point. It also contains a magical solution which will enable you to be exposed to melting point temperatures without harm. Discarding the bamboo, you start off north again, in good spirits. You find yourself dripping with sweat as the temperature continues to rise. As you struggle on, the heat intensifies until it becomes so unbearable that you feel yourself begin to pass out.
I refuse.
Although the temperature in the tunnel is higher than you could normally tolerate, the liquid from the bamboo pipe keeps you alive, and mercifully, after a few moments, the temperature drops rapidly and soon feels almost cool again.
We did it, chat. We
On
did the correct
left-hand
thing,
side
the
of the
smart
tunnel
move.
is a closed door. It has a small iron plate in it, which looks like it might slide open.
Slide that iron plate.
The small plate slides open easily, and you find yourself peering into a room with a deep pit in the floor behind the door. On the opposite wall, there is a coil of rope hanging on one of 2 iron hooks.
Okay, chat. Do you think we have the wherewithal to jump the pit and take the rope? We do need the rope. It's true. It's a very important rope. It's always good to have rope when you're in a dungeon. It's good form. So yeah, let's jump the pit. Mama didn't raise no bitch. I refuse to give in.
The door swings open into the room, and you step back and jump over the pit. You put the rope in your backpack and jump back over the pit to leave the room and head north.
It's just good form.
Ahead, you see that the tunnel turns sharply to the left.
Oh.
You turn a corner and almost bump straight into 2 fierce-looking orcs.
Why is that in
armed
caps?
with morning stars and wearing leather armor. You are totally unprepared for them and struggle to ready your weapons. The orcs roar, and as you draw your sword, one of them swings its morning star at you, which thuds into your arm, knocking your sword to the floor. You must fight them barehanded, reducing your skill by 4 for the duration of the combat.
Luckily, we are still a murder
Fortunately,
machine.
The tunnel is too narrow for both orcs to attack you at once, so you fight them, one at a time.
Let's attack.
You parry, but your enemy is too fast and you crack your head on the floor as it knocks you to the ground.
Dick move. We're gonna attack the orc again.
The orc takes a huge
God, he is
swing
rolling
directly at your head,
gangbusters.
but you duck just in time. Neither of you are harmed.
We're gonna do this. Let's eat my food quick, actually.
You quickly eat some provisions, increasing your stamina by 4 points.
Okay, let's do this again.
The orc's
Why
main
is he
staff
rolling
a
so
formidable weapon,
good?
and you can't stop it smashing into your ankles, knocking you off balance.
Holy shit, we suck.
The first orc slumps lifeless to the floor, so you
He
turn
just
your
gave up
attention.
on living after beating our ass. Okay, let's try this again.
You leap forward to grab the orc, but he sees you and pushes you aside, readying his attack. Neither of you are harmed.
Try this again.
You
Aha!
hurl yourself at your enemy, fists flailing, and land a stunning blow.
We did it, chat. We finally landed a single hit.
The orc
What are
runs
these
at you,
rolls?
smashing you painfully into the wall.
Your fists are sore from the fight, but you pick up your sword and see if the orcs had anything of use. Inside one of the orc's pockets, you find 1 gold piece and a hollow wooden tube. You put your findings in your backpack and set off west.
Wow, a wooden tube.
As you walk along, droplets of water again start falling from the tunnel's ceiling. Heading west, you see wet footprints made by the same boots that you followed earlier. They lead to a closed iron door in the right-hand wall of the tunnel, but do not seem to go any further.
Let's open that iron door. Fuck it.
The door opens into a large chamber, where you are shocked to see one of your rivals
Oh damn, he
who
got
has obviously
fucked
met
up.
a sudden gory death.
Oh, it stabbed him through the dick
It is
too,
one of the
right out the butthole.
barbarians.
Holy shit.
And he is impaled on several long iron spikes that are fixed to a frame which has sprung out of the floor. A lot of debris litters the floor, concealing a hidden tripwire which he must have stepped on, releasing the spiked frame. In the far wall is an alcove in which you can see a silver goblet standing
It's
on
real
a small
fucked up that it's
wooden
not a tiny
table.
goblin, chat. Let's search the barbarian.
The pouch on the barbarian's belt is empty, apart from some strange-looking dried meat wrapped in a cloth.
I'm gonna eat that meat.
The meat contains herbs which increase your strength, adding 3 to your stamina score.
Let's walk over to the alcove. Cause fuck it, we're not a coward.
You walk slowly over to the alcove, carefully checking the floor for any more hidden traps. You see that the goblet contains a sparkling red liquid.
Hell yeah, goblin wine. Let's drink it.
As you lift the goblet, it releases a sprung catch, and a dart shoots out of the wooden table leg. This will be a test of your luck.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
We'll roll 2 dice, and if the number rolled is equal to or less than your current luck score, you have been lucky. But if the roll is higher than your luck score, then your luck.
Luckily,
Isn't
I'm
it?
incredibly fucking lucky.
Your reflexes are sharp, and you quickly jump aside. The dart whistles past, only just missing you, and thuds into the opposite wall. You see the goblet lying on the floor, and the red liquid running
Okay, I'll
away
just
in
lick it off
rivulets
the
over the
floor.
grey stone. At least the goblet may be of use. So you put it in your backpack, leave the chamber,
Let me lick it off the
and
floor.
continue.
I'm very thirsty.
West.
I crave the goblin wine.
The passage soon leads to a junction where you notice more footprints on the floor, possibly as many as 3 pairs, heading north from the south passage. You decide to follow them to where the passage opens out.
You have
into
this
a
really
wide
bad
cavern,
habit of
which
following
is darker,
footsteps.
but much drier. Ahead, you see the footprints gradually fade, then disappear. There is a large idol in the center of the cavern that must be 6 meters high.
No,
In
this
its
is
head
not
are jeweled eyes, each as
incredible,
big as your fist.
critically acclaimed
On
pen
either
and
side
paper
of the
system.
idol stand
Goblin with a
2
fat
giant
ass.
stuffed,
I'm sorry, Shark.
bird-like creatures.
I mean, I could take the jewels, but like the jewels don't seem worth it. What are the jewels gonna do for me other than get my ass pecked? Chat, should we go and get the jewels while we think about a goblin with a fat ass? What do you think? Yeah, the jewels, they seem like a trap. They're like a very, very obvious trap.
Not much farther down the tunnel, you come to a closed door on your left. Putting your ear to the door, you listen intently but hear nothing.
Let's use the goblet to listen closer. Chat, let's open that door.
You enter a room which is small and completely empty. As soon as you are inside, the door slams shut behind you. Suddenly a voice booms out of nowhere, shouting, "Welcome to Deathtrap Dungeon, the ingenious killer labyrinth of my master. Adventurer, I trust you will pay your respects to my master by shouting out his name."
It's Succumvit. Chat, why does it matter if we call him a worm or not? We'll just say hail Succumvit. Like, we don't need to test our luck.
You take a deep breath and shout, "Hail Succumvit!" Once again, the mysterious voice calls out. Only this time its tone is full of contempt and derision. "So, we have a sniveling weed in our midst, do we?" sneers the voice. "My master has a special gift for
What?
you, loathsome creep."
What?
Suddenly, water starts pouring into the room through a hole in the ceiling. It soon rises above your ankles, and there is no apparent way of escape. You
Oh, whoops.
wade back to the door. It is firmly locked, but in desperation you try ramming it with your shoulder. We'll see how skillful you really are.
How skillful am I?
Remember, a roll equal to or less than your skill score means you have been skillful. But a roll higher than your skill could end badly. The
Haha.
door cannot withstand the furious battering. you are
Luckily,
giving
my
it.
shoulders are made of
The center
steel.
panel cracks and splinters, enabling you to kick a hole in it large enough for you to squeeze through.
How large are our legs?
But happy to have survived your ordeal, you set off north again. The tunnel twists and turns, but keeps steadily north. Ahead, you see a thin shaft of blue light streaming down from the ceiling to the floor. It sparkles and shimmers,
Ooh.
and you can see images
I don't
of
like these
laughing
faces.
faces in the light.
It's that one Tom Cruise meme. That's what that fucking is. Right, Metafin? Like, goddamn. Okay, chat. Should we walk in the Tom Cruise light or not? I don't know if I trust the Tom Cruise light. Chat, should we trust the Tom Cruise light? What do you think? I cannot slap each one of the faces. Yeah, you know what? We should never trust Tom Cruise. But it is a funny light. You know what? Let's put this to a poll. I want chat to decide whether we trust Tom Cruise. Okay, chat. I have put up a poll. It's 1 minute. Your options are yes, we trust Tom Cruise, or no, fuck Scientology. See, I personally know what I would say, which is fuck Scientology. I may have rigged the vote a little bit with that one, huh? I did this to myself. Which, you know what? Still impressive, L. Ron Hubbard making a cult very brazenly and people still believing in it. I'm sorry, what, Lola? Tell me more, Lolo. Tell me more. Okay, well, chat has decided no, fuck Scientology.
You come to an arched doorway set in the right-hand wall of the tunnel. The heavy stone door is closed, but there is an iron latch and a round handle.
Ooh, a round handle. I like the idea of round handles. I like things that are round. You know, like, I don't know, like balls or asses. All kinds of great things. Try the door. Let's touch the round
Lifting
handle.
the latch and pushing the heavy stone door open, you find yourself in a large cabin.
Also a
The
big
light
fan
is
of
dim and
oranges,
murky,
which are also round.
But as your eyes begin to adjust, you see that the walls are covered in green algae.
Algae.
And running with moisture. The floor is strewn with straw. The atmosphere is warm, damp, and fetid.
Ah, just like
and
home.
A soft humming sound fills the air. You step gingerly through the straw towards a corner of the cabin where there appears to be a shallow pit.
Ah, it's my home.
Peering warily into the pit, you are disgusted to see a mass
Oh,
of
it's
pale,
just like
writhing
Fate
worms,
Zero.
some as much as half a meter long. Nauseated, you are about to turn away when you notice that their undulating bodies are swarming around a dagger. Its point held fast in a crack in the pit floor. The hilt is cased in black leather, studded with opals, and the blade is fashioned from a strange,
Everyone
reddish
loves
black
the worm
burnished
pit
metal you have never seen
that they
before.
censored.
You long to touch the
Because
dagger.
the original
But this would
Fate
mean plunging
Heavens,
your hand in
Fate Stay Night Heavens
among
feel
the
worms
writhing
were
worm.
terrible. That is a pretty sick chat. I'm not putting this up to a vote. That's a sick look at that sick fucking dagger. That dagger is sick as hell. I want that sick fucking dagger. I know it's probably cursed as shit, Sylphcrest, but that is a cool ass fucking dagger. I can't say no to the cool dagger. Look at it. Tell me that doesn't kick ass. Tell me it doesn't, and I will call you a liar.
Taking a deep breath, you lean over the pit and plunge your forearm into the mass of wriggling worms.
Ooh,
They are
tickles.
cold and clammy and feel extremely nasty, but at least they are harmless, and you are able to seize the dagger by the hilt. You give it a hard tug, and it comes away from the crack in which the tip was embedded. Admiring
It is
its
a sick
beauty
dagger.
and wondering whether it might once have belonged to some luckless contestant,
Luckily, I'm made of luck.
you put the opal-studded dagger firmly in your belt and leave the cabin. As you make your way back to the doorway, the buzzing sound increases in intensity, and you look
Oh no,
around,
it's time to fight
desperately
Beelzebub.
to discover where it's coming from. Glancing up in the nick of time, you see a huge and grotesque black shape of a giant fly emerging
It's a
from a recess
Beelzebub!
high up in the cavern wall. As it gets closer, you realize that it's at least 1.5 meters long. Its opaque wings vibrate, making the sickening buzzing noise you can hear. And its 6 black, hairy legs are poised to grasp
I feel
your body.
I should do the world a favor
Below,
and murder the
its
shit
multifaceted
out of this
eyes are long,
Beelzebub.
shiny black proboscis, which darts in and out venomously.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You
What
have
are you
stolen
friggin'
the
doing that
giant
for?
fly's
You're just gonna
treasure from
die.
her brood of
You look
maggots.
towards the chat and see
you
before
must
you
face
will
the
bear.
consequences.
You realize it has subbed to you for 4
It's
years
time
now.
to test your
What
luck
do you do?
again.
I thank
Remember,
the bear for subbing
A
for
roll
4 years.
equal
Also,
to
because the bear
or
is a
less than
cool
your
friend.
luck score means you've been lucky. But a roll higher than your luck could end badly.
Well, chat,
The giant
he's
fly swoops
not
down
beating
again to
my
try
luck.
to capture you, but this time you manage to evade its outstretched legs. Stepping back, you draw your sword to prepare to fight the hideous insect as it turns to attack you again.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking ugly. Well, chat, it's time to beat that fucking fly.
You spin your sword around your head, clipping the fly.
Oh no,
and
his dice hit
removing
mine.
part of one of its legs.
How awkward. We're gonna attack the fly again. Mama didn't raise no bitch.
You hurl yourself.
Luckily,
at your
we are
enemy,
stronger than a
fist
fly,
flailing,
chat.
and land a stunning blow.
We are mighty and powerful, and this fly is gross, fat, and spindly. But more importantly, it hits like a
The
fucking
creature
breeze.
flies at you so close you can't use your weapons. Grabbing it by its legs, you swing around, slamming it into a wall. Pleased with your victory,
squished
you
it.
wipe the vile yellow slime from the blade of your sword
I squished it.
and walk quickly
So
to the
good.
door, back to the tunnel, and head north.
Amazing how good our rolls are when we have our
The
proper
tunnel
level of
ends
skill.
shortly at a junction. Looking left and right, you see a narrow passage disappearing into the dim distance.
Shut the fuck up, Honora. Wait. Which one's the narrow passage? Fuck. Wait, let me hear that again.
The tunnel ends shortly at a junction. Looking left and right, you see a narrow passage disappearing into the dim distance.
Okay, chat. Time for another vote over something completely mundane this time. Whoops. Slash poll, not roll. Ooze. East. West. Decide, chat. Decide. Choose our fate. I didn't actually write West. I just want you to know. I'm sorry, chat. I should have written West. I apologize deeply. I'm so sorry. I'll be better next time about my jokes and sticking to them. You pieces of shit. Okay, thank you. I was very angry when it was tied for a split second. And I've opened my mouth, so someone's gonna be a jackass. Nope, it seems stuck. Somebody else votes. Piece of garbage. Thank you. Whoever that last vote was, thank you. You're beautiful. We're going east.
You walk down the passage and soon find yourself standing at the edge of a deep, dark pit.
Ah, it's home.
The passage continues east on the other side of the pit. You think you could probably jump over the pit, but you're not sure. There is a rope hanging down from the ceiling over the center of the pit.
Gonna just stare at me? I mean, I don't know if I trust my ability to throw my shield fucking Captain America style. Could ford the river, you're right. We should just jump over the pit carrying all our possessions. You're correct.
Taking a step forward, you leap towards the edge of the pit. How lucky are you feeling?
I'm feeling fucking
Rolling
lucky
equal
as
to
shit.
Or less than your luck score means you've been lucky. But a higher roll could cost you.
I would be impressed.
Your armor and sword weigh you down, but you just manage to land safely on the far edge of the pit. You waste no time and head east.
I am headed east.
The tunnel makes a sudden left turn and continues north as far as you can see. You soon arrive at a closed wooden door in the left-hand wall.
Well, we've opened every other door so far. This one doesn't need to be an exception.
The door opens into a large candlelit room filled with incredibly lifelike statues of knights and warriors. A white-haired old man dressed in tattered rags jumps out from behind one of the statues and starts to giggle. Though he looks like a fool, the sparkle in his eyes makes you think there is more to him.
Oh no, he's a
In a
wizard.
high-pitched voice, he says, "Oh, good. Another stone for my garden. I'm glad you have come to join your friends. Now, I'm a fair man, so I'll ask you a question. If you answer correctly, I'll let you go free. But if your answer is wrong, I'll turn you to stone." He starts to chuckle again, obviously pleased with your arrival.
Let's wait for his question. I'm not gonna tempt fate.
The old man points at one of the statues, and you recognize it immediately. It is the knight who started the trial of champions. The agonized look on his face locked in stone for eternity. The old man smiles, saying, "This man weighs 100 pounds plus half his weight. How much does he weigh?" What will you answer?
I mean, he just said he weighs 100 pounds. Clearly just said he weighs 100 pounds though. Like this feels like a trap. Like I know obviously 100 he weighs 100 pounds plus half his weight. Let's hear the question again.
The old man points at one of the statues, and you recognize it immediately. It is the knight who started the trial of champions. The
This
agonized
is
look
pretty
on his
obviously a
face
trick
locked
question.
in stone for eternity. The old man smiles, saying, "This man weighs 100 pounds plus half his weight. How much does he weigh?"
Yeah, he weighs 100 pounds.
What will you answer? Still smiling, the old man looks at you and says quietly, "Wrong." And before you can do anything
Damn
else,
it.
he mumbles a few strange words into the air. You feel your muscles harden.
I
and your skin
overthought
go
it.
taut. You start to panic, but there is nothing you can do to stop the petrification of your body. Your adventure ends here.
I disagree.
The tunnel makes a...
Open the door. Get on the floor. Everyone walk the dinosaur. 150 pounds.
Still smiling, the old man looks at you and says quietly, "Wrong." And before you can do anything else, he mumbles a few strange words into the air. You feel your muscles harden and your skin go taut. You start to panic, but there is nothing you can do to stop the petrification of your body. Your adventure ends here.
Oh my god.
The tunnel
I hate this.
makes a sudden left turn and continues north as far as you can see.
I hate this man. I'm gonna do this correctly, finally. Yeah, I misunderstood the question. Okay.
The old man, still smiling, the old man looks at you and says, "Well done, stranger.
It only
You've
took me
answered
3
correctly.
deaths.
I wish you good fortune during the rest of the
No,
trial
no,
journey.
hero. I failed Trig.
And to this end, I shall increase your powers." He then mutters a few more unintelligible words, and you feel a powerful surge soar through your body, increasing your skill, stamina, and luck by one.
Oh shit. Fuck,
You
we are
bid the old man
jacked.
farewell and leave his room to continue north along the passage. Only a few meters further down the passage, you see another closed door in the left-hand wall. The letter X is scratched into its center panel. Putting your ear to the door, you listen intently, but can hear nothing.
We're gonna open the door, of course.
The door opens into a large room. Looking around, you see an alcove in the west wall. In the middle of the room, sitting in the chair, is the skeleton of an armed warrior, possibly a contestant from years gone by. The skeletal fingers of its right hand grip a crumpled parchment.
Obviously, I'm gonna take the parchment. Why would I not take the parchment?
Touching the parchment
I was also texting somebody really quick.
has precisely the effect you had feared. The skeleton lurches forward and rising from its chair.
He's
in
just a
series of jerky
skeleton.
movements,
Doesn't even
raises
have
its
any
sword
fucking
to
muscles.
strike you. Lunging sideways, you draw your sword to defend yourself.
I have muscles. I'm stronger.
You dodge to the side.
Wait, why
as the
do I
warrior
have
swings its
11
sword.
skill? Oh wait, it only
You kick
increases.
out.
No, we should have
knocking
more
its legs
skill.
out from under it.
Whatever. I'm gonna beat him like he owes me money.
You run around the jerking skeleton.
Oh,
Smashing
that's
your
gross.
sword
I don't
into
need
its
to know
arm.
about a skeleton jerking his bone. Disgusting. I'm gonna beat him because I'm
The
disgusted.
skeleton is strong, but slow. You swing your sword, which smashes into its leg. Once again, you reach for the parchment, only this time lying amidst a pile of broken bones. Unfolding it, you see a map of a room with a drawing of a hideous creature inside.
Oh no, it's ugly.
Beneath the monster is a rhyme, which reads, "Should you meet the manticore, of its tail beware. Shield yourself against the spikes flying through the air." You fold up the piece of parchment and put it in your backpack, repeating the rhyme over and over to yourself. You walk across to the alcove. At the back of the alcove are some steps leading down into a cellar. Cobwebs brush your face as you
gross.
descend. The cellar ceiling is quite low.
They really
and
need to
the
pay
floor
the
is strewn
janitorial
with
staff here
debris.
more.
In the middle of the wall opposite you is an archway which leads into another crystal-lit tunnel. There are large mushrooms growing on the
Ooh.
debris to your right.
I'm still covered in spores. I hope they recognize me. Chat, should we eat the funny mushrooms like an idiot, or should we just move on? I love stopping to eat mushrooms I don't recognize. Yeah, you know what? We were already covered in spores. Maybe the mushrooms will recognize us.
You break off a large piece of the mushroom and bite into it eagerly.
We're gonna get so
But
much
immediately
bigger.
your stomach feels bloated, and you can even see it beginning to bulge below your belt. Your whole body
I'm not
starts
into
to
this.
expand, bursting out of your clothes with a loud ripping sound. You grow bigger and bigger.
I don't like this.
And soon your face
This
is
isn't
pressed
my
against
thing.
the ceiling. The mushrooms you have eaten are much sought after by wizards for their growth potions, but to you they spell doom. You are too large ever to leave the cellar, and your adventure ends here.
I don't like this. I like this one bit.
Only a few meters further down the passage, the door opens into a large room. Looking around, you see an alcove in the west wall. In the middle of the room, sitting in the...
Oh, we went far back.
Touching the parchment has precisely the effect...
Whatever, we're gonna beat the skeleton again.
You dodge to the side as the warrior swings its sword. You kick out, knocking its legs out from under it.
Beat it again.
You run around the jerking skeleton,
Please stop jerking.
smashing your sword into its arm.
Not a fan.
You raise your sword to parry the skeleton's attack, but it knocks you. Once again, you reach for the parchment. At the back of the...
Okay, let's not eat the mushrooms. Let's not do the stupid thing.
The tunnel continues west for several hundred meters, finally ending at some steps leading up to a closed trapdoor. You climb the steps slowly, hearing muffled voices above you. In the dim light, you can see that the trapdoor is not locked.
Burst through the trapdoor, sword drawn. Oh no, chat. Should we be courteous? We don't know who's over there. It could be a friend. Yeah, I think we should knock, personally. It's just, you know, the good thing, the kind thing to do. Neighborly.
You hear footsteps and suddenly the trapdoor is thrown back. For a few seconds you are completely blinded by the bright light from the room above and do not see the goblin thrust in his spear downwards or hear his sadistic laughter as the point pierces your neck. Your
Shit,
adventure
instant death. Fuck.
ends here.
What a dick-ass goblin.
The tunnel continues west. You throw the trapdoor open and run up the steps into a bright, lantern-lit room. Two goblins are sharpening their short
these
swords
nuts.
on a stone set in the middle of the floor. You catch them momentarily off guard, but they quickly recover and both rush forward to attack you. A point of note here, adventurer. Because of the shape of the room, both goblins will have a separate attack on you in each attack round. However, here your attack will only be effective on one of the goblins. Against the other,
Not dropping
you must
any
still
frames,
use your
Hollow.
attack strength in the
So,
normal way.
I don't know.
But even if your attack would have been effective, you will not wound it. It will just count this as though you have defended yourself. However, if its attack strength is greater, it will have wounded you in the normal way.
Wow, in a normal way. A normal wound.
You hurl yourself at your enemy, fists flailing, and land a stunning blow.
Attack the second goblin.
You both swing for each other, and in the confusion, both miss.
Attack the first goblin.
You thrust your sword, and you clearly damage the creature.
I'm also East Coast. Beat it.
You lunge at the creature's stomach with your sword drawn, but the creature whips around, parrying your blow. Neither of you are harmed.
Attack the first goblin.
Your enemy is strong, but slow.
He's not
He screams
strong,
in
actually.
pain
He's
as
quite
your
weak.
sword sinks into his leg.
Oh,
You hurl yourself at your enemy, fists flailing, and land a
I thought I was
stunning
using a
blow.
sword.
You thrust your sword, and you clearly damage the creature.
Once more with feeling.
Your enemy is strong, but slow, and screams in pain as your
Yeah,
sword
not really
sinks
strong.
into his leg.
Triumphant in one of your toughest battles to date, you see that the only furniture in the goblin's
All I did
room
was stab
is
two
a
goblins
table,
to death.
2 chairs, and a cupboard on the wall. There are 2 closed doors, one in the west wall and the other in the north wall.
Well, obviously we're going to open the cupboard.
The cupboard contains a wooden mallet and 10 iron spikes, which you put in your backpack
They're called
while
nails.
wondering which door to open.
Friend, they're called nails. Okay, chat. So we have a choice. Do we go through the west or the north door? There we go. Poll started. You get to choose, chat. You choose which direction we go. North or west. It's a hard choice, I know. North is tempting, but west is west. Makes you think. It shouldn't actually. If it makes you think, I apologize. That's a you problem. That is strictly a you problem. We haven't had the opportunity to go north. Thank you. Oh wow. Just sudden votes for west.
The door opens into another tunnel.
Oh.
Walking west, you soon arrive at another door in the north wall.
Damn, this is fucked up. We're going north anyway.
The door opens into a small room in which there is a human skull with jeweled eyes resting on the top of a marble plinth. A row of loaded crossbows is fixed to the left-hand wall, and 2 small wooden balls lie on the
My
floor
god.
just
Orbs.
inside the door.
Let's throw a wooden ball at the skull.
You take aim and hurl the wooden ball at the skull. A test of skill. The wooden ball smashes into the skull, knocking it off the plinth and onto the floor. Much to your surprise, the crossbows do not release their deadly bolts. You step into the room cautiously and pick the skull up off the floor. You recognize the yellow jeweled eyes as topaz and eagerly pluck them from
Hell
their
yeah,
sockets.
chat, we're now a proud
You
skull
put them in your
owner.
backpack, wondering whether or not a trap still awaits you in the room.
Put the skull back up there.
There is an unseen pressure plate on top of the plinth, and as soon as the skull is put back on it, the device is sprung. Immediately, the crossbows
Luckily,
release
I
a
am
shower of
lucky
bolts across
and
the room.
nimble.
Time to test your luck. Remember, a roll equal to or
Okay,
less than your
friend, you
luck
don't need to
score
keep saying this to
is
me.
lucky, but a higher roll could cost you.
Roll the fucking dice. We know how this is gonna
The
go.
crossbow bolts fly over your head and thud
We're
into the
basically
opposite
just
wall.
fucking Mr. Magooing our way through this
Fortunately, you are
Deathtrap
still
dungeon.
crouching on the floor. Now that the trap has been sprung, you can leave the room by the door through which you entered. Back in the tunnel, you head on west. The tunnel takes a sharp turn, and you find yourself in a sort of gallery lined with mirrors for some 20 meters.
Ooh,
A human skeleton appears to be pulled halfway through the
now we
mirror
can
along the
appreciate our
right-hand
massive
wall.
ass.
Suddenly,
That's what he doesn't tell you,
a
chat.
grotesque
Our
being
ass
with
is
4 arms
it's
and
great.
4 screaming faces emerges
Oh, I don't like
from the
this.
mirror, barring your way ahead. It walks slowly towards you, each arm outstretched to grab you.
Arms
It is a mirror
outstretched.
demon from another dimensional plane, come to take your spirit.
I'm gonna smash the mirrors.
You swing your sword against the mirror with all your might, but to no effect. The mirror does not break, and the mirror demon keeps advancing.
And I'm gonna smash the mirrors again.
The mirror demon is almost on top of you when, summoning all your strength, you strike one final blow against the mirror with your sword. A clear test of your
Imagine
skill.
if you would, this dumbass here in this
mirror
fucking hallway
shatters,
repeatedly beating the
sending
shit out of a
fragments
mirror
glass flying everywhere.
as a giant monster
The
slowly
mirror
walks
demon's
towards
4
her.
faces cry out in agony.
This
and
is definitely an
cracks
Ass
appear
Man
all over
adventure.
them.
Ass Man,
They
she is
too
on another
shatter and fall
adventure,
to the floor
causing
in
problems.
shards of broken glass. I'm sorry to
Wait.
say you cut your sword arm badly while smashing the mirror. Although your strength is unaffected, your weapon skill is diminished, losing you 2 skill
Yo,
points.
what the fuck?
However, undeterred by your experience, you continue your journey north. In front of you are 2 flights of stone steps separated by a banister of rat skulls.
Okay, chat, do we go left or right? This is the very important decision. Left. Right. There you go, chat. You get to choose. Because I'm indecisive. And I've decided that if you choose for me, it makes my life a lot easier because I don't need to think about it. Also, because low-key, I have a headache, so you deciding for me makes my life easier. Look, right on red doesn't really apply here, Jeff. Not everything is a traffic problem. Okay, chat. What have you chosen? Left seems to be winning. You too could vote, any of you who hasn't already, and cock up the vote for fun. Never mind, left wins. Because I don't, Jeff, that's the secret.
Treading carefully, you slowly make your way up the steps. You soon reach the top without mishap and continue along the new tunnel, which takes the sharp turn right.
We ended up going
After
right anyway,
100
fuck
meters
you.
in the tunnel, you come to a junction. Looking left, you see the dead bodies of 2 orc guards. At least one of your rivals in the Trial of Champions must still be ahead of you. A quick search
you,
of the
Jeff.
bodies produces
And
nothing apart
It
from
is
a
a good
necklace of
traffic
teeth
law, Baratheon, but it
hanging
doesn't apply
around
to
the neck
life.
of one of the orcs.
I'm gonna wear the necklace, of course. It's fucking kick-ass jewelry.
The necklace is an amulet of strength, which adds 1 skill point and 1 stamina point.
Wow, we got a single one of
Pleased
our
with your
health back.
find, you continue your quest north. The tunnel soon ends at a junction. Standing there alone and wondering which way to go is one of your rivals. It is one of the barbarians. You call out to
there
him,
were
but at
there were
first he
multiple
does not answer.
barbarians?
He merely stares at you coldly, his hands firmly gripping his axe. You walk up to him and ask which way he is heading. He grunts his reply, saying that he is going west, and you may go with him if you wish.
Okay, chat, you don't get a choice here. We're going with the barbarian. We can make a friend. I want a friend, chat. We're going with the barbarians.
Although you are slightly uneasy in each other's company, knowing that there can only be one winner
We're
in the
going
Trial of
friendship
Champions,
percent.
you are both content to share in the benefits of a temporary alliance. And you begin to tell each other of your exploits so far, of the monsters and
He
traps
seems
encountered
really
and the
thrilled that we're
dangers
making a
overcome.
friend. Like, look
Walking
at that
along,
smile.
You soon come to the edge of a wide pit. It is too deep and dark to see to the bottom. The barbarian suggests he lowers you to the bottom with his rope, saying he has a torch which he can light for you to use.
Fuck you, I'm jumping over the pit.
The barbarian reluctantly agrees to your alternative suggestion.
We can do the
You both step
Evangelion
back
jumping
and
in
take
sync
running
thing.
jumps over the pit, landing safely on the other side. Pleased with the ease with which you cleared the obstacle, you continue down the tunnel. The barbarian, now a little reckless, fails to see a raised floor stone.
Oh no, our
which
friend
tilts
is
forward
dead.
as he stumbles over it, releasing a huge boulder loosely set in the ceiling. The rock crashes down on top of the barbarian, knocking him to the floor, crushing his skull. You must now continue your quest.
Can we at least loot the body? I want to loot the body.
Feeling sorry
My
for the
bestie
loss
is
of your
dead.
new companion,
And that's fine.
You
As long
carry
as I
on
get
down
to
the
steal his
tunnel.
shit.
Suddenly you see daylight. You run towards the most beautiful sight you have seen for a long time and emerge, expecting to see the welcoming sight of cheering people. But there is no hero's welcome from the people all around you. They are dead. You are standing in a cold chamber littered with armored skeletons and bodies. The exit to victory was just an illusion. Only the
Fucking
corpses of the
wizards.
past adventures are real. Utterly dejected, you walk back towards the tunnel, but hit an invisible barrier. You, like the adventurers tricked before you, are trapped in this ghoulish place and destined to end your days in the chamber of the dead.
Wow. Fuck this.
Although you are slightly uneasy in each other's company,
No, this... We need to go further back, I guess. Because, like, I feel like that's a trap.
in front of you are 2 flights.
We're going up the left-hand step still. We're gonna wear the necklace, too, because we're not a
necklace.
bitch.
The tunnels.
We're gonna decline his offer and head east.
The eastern tunnel soon comes to a dead end. A piece of paper, brown and cold with age, is pinned to the end wall.
I got you. Pull it off the wall to see if there's a message on it. God forbid we just look at
The paper
it.
bears a simple warning, written in dried blood. Beware the trial masters. You replace the paper on its nail and run back down the tunnel to rejoin the barbarian. Running down the tunnel, you soon catch up with the barbarian and tell him that the eastern passage comes to a dead end. He nods his head in silent understanding and sets off towards the west with you at his side. Although you
Wow,
are
this is fucking rigged
slightly
as shit.
uneasy in each other's company, knowing that there can only be one winner in the trial of champions, you are both content to share in the benefits of a temporary alliance. And you begin to tell each other of your
Okay, you know what? I'll accept his offer.
You tie the rope around your waist and take hold of the lighted torch given to you by Throm, as your barbarian ally calls himself.
Look, I'm willing to trust
Taking
our new
hold
friend.
of the slack rope, Throm lowers you slowly over the edge of the pit and down into the dark depths below. You can see by the light of the torch that the sides of the pit are extremely smooth.
Just like our brain.
You drop about 20 meters before hitting the bottom of the pit. There, you see another tunnel heading north, and you call up to Throm and tell him of your discovery. He calls back, saying that he is going to tie the rope around a protruding rock on the edge of the pit and will come down and join you. You hear him climbing down, and soon you are together again.
Yay!
Throm retrieves his rope by shaking it off the rock, and you set off north.
We get to keep our
Along
friend.
the new tunnel. On a stone
Yay!
ledge in the tunnel wall, you see two dusty leather-bound books. Throm grunts his contempt for the written word, urging you to
I'm
leave
sorry,
the books
Throm, that
and
you're
hurry on.
illiterate. Okay, chat. Red leather or black leather? I'm not gonna put this to a vote. Just pick. Just someone pick a color. Red is a solid. Red is a good color. Red is a good, trustworthy, reliable color. But chat's saying black.
The book pages are sealed together, but a small hole has been cut out in the middle of them, just large enough to
For a
hold a
flask?
small cork
Yeah!
bottle containing
It's a
clear
flask!
liquid. You show it to Throm, who holds up his hand, indicating that he does not want you to come anywhere near him with it.
Chug.
His distrust of things unknown is strongly evident.
I'm going to drink the liquid.
The liquid is a magical potion that will enable you to detect hidden traps and adds
Oh, our
2
luck is
luck points.
cool. I don't know if I trust the red book, but we're going to open it anyway.
As you open the book, it immediately begins to disintegrate, the pages turning to dust in your hands. You manage to keep a few fragments and read the handwritten script. The book appears to be about monsters, and from what you can make out, it contains a full description of a monster called the Blood Beast. It is a horrific, bloated
Blood
creature with
Beast.
tough, spiny skin and facial blisters which burst open to become mock eyes, evolved to hide the Blood Beast's only weak spot, the real eyes. Blood beasts usually dwell in pools of fetid slime which give off a poisonous gas so strong that it alone can easily knock people unconscious. The blood beast, although too bulbous to haul itself out of its slime pool, has a long and vicious tongue which it wraps around its victims, before it drags them into its pool.
Oh, it's those stupid frogs from
As the
Resident Evil
helpless
0.
and still living victim's flesh decomposes in the vile slime, the blood beast will feed on it. You tell Throm about the grotesque blood beast. He merely shrugs his shoulders.
Okay, so it's time to sacrifice our friend to the blood
to
beast.
get going. Setting off, you continue
Not on
your
your life,
journey
Fair.
north
Not on your
with
life.
Throm. The tunnel turns sharply to the right, continuing east for as far as you can see.
I need Ice Claw.
Throm stops and tells you to halt as well. He turns his head slowly from side to side, listening. I hear footsteps coming down the tunnel towards us, he whispers. Draw your sword. You both crouch down to hide in the shadows, and not a minute too soon. For a moment later, you see the silhouette of two armed guards.
It's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm
Throm
going to
jumps
stealth
up
kill
and
one,
dashes forward,
and then I'm going
screaming
to
a
break
loud
the
battle
posture
cry.
of the other, and then
They are two
fuck up a
cave
Makiri
trolls.
counter instead.
Throm attacks
As
the
I
first
get my
one with
ass
his
beat and
battle
die.
axe, and you run to his aid to attack the second. You hurl yourself at
I
your
am
enemy,
here to
fists
ruin
flailing,
shit.
and land a stunning blow. You drop to the ground.
Aha. My dice
sweeping
have
away
ruined
the troll's
yours.
legs. It howls as
What,
its head
Ice Claw?
hits the hard ground. You drop to the ground, grab the creature, and ram its head hard into the wall. You look to the
Could I have
left.
perhaps dropped
and
my
see
good
Throm
friend
standing
Throm into
over
the
cave
pit?
troll he has slain.
Because I
Blood
would never
is
do
pouring
that.
out from a deep cut in his shoulder, but it does not seem to worry him. You search the bodies of the cave trolls, but find nothing apart from a bone
not a
ring
monster.
on a
Throm
leather
is my
cord
friend.
hanging round the neck of one of them. The ring is engraved with a symbol which Throm recognizes. He explains that it must have belonged to druids of the north, and that an ancient talisman such as this will increase your powers if your body is able to accept it.
My body is ready.
As soon as you put the ring on your finger, your whole body starts to shake. We'll see how skillful you really are. Remember, a roll equal to or less than your skill score means you've been skillful, but a roll higher than your skill could end badly. Your body continues to vibrate intensely.
Ah, for her
and
pleasure.
You feel as if you're about to pass out. But your strength is great, and you manage to withstand the tremendous shock to your system.
Love static shock.
Finally, you calm down and begin to feel the ring's beneficial powers working on you and adding 3 stamina points.
Hot damn!
You see Throm looking at you anxiously. So you reassure him that you are fully recovered.
I am now more human than human,
He strides
Throm.
off east, and you follow him eagerly. The tunnel leads into a damp cavern with a high ceiling and rock-strewn floor. Long and wet, teeth-like stalactites hang down threateningly. Their constant dripping creates
I want you to
milky
know,
pools
chat,
on
that
the
the only
floor.
reason I remember the difference
The
between
tunnel carries
stalactites
on
and
through an
stalagmites
archway
is because C stands
carved
for
in the shape
ceiling and G
of a
stands for
demonic
ground.
mouse.
Let's search the chamber. I like being
You
thorough.
walk around the cavern, but find nothing of interest. Throm calls out behind you, saying that he has found a leather pouch under a pile of
Ooh.
rocks. Opening the pouch, he laughs out loud as a tiny mouse runs through his fingers and scurries off into the crevice behind 2 boulders. Suddenly, you hear the sound of cracking rock above you and look up to see stalactites breaking off from the roof. Throm's booming laugh, which still echoes through the chamber, has made the stalactites vibrate and break off. You yell at Throm to run through the archway as the stalactites start to crash to the floor. This will be a test.
You're welcome,
of your
Mate Escape. It's a classic for me.
Despite the stalactites crashing all around you, you manage to dash through the archway without injury.
What about Throm?
You look around and see Throm thundering towards you, one arm held over his head for protection. He dashes into the tunnel and leans against the cold wall, panting heavily, apologizing for starting the rockfall, and offers you his hand to shake. You tell Throm that maybe
No, I
he should
have
use
never played
sign
the book,
language in
Ice Claw.
future, even for laughing. You both smile and head east once more. The tunnel ends
Throm
at a
is
large
strong
oak
in my
door.
friend.
Throm wastes no time in testing the handle and is somewhat surprised to find the door unlocked. He pushes it open
I'm
and
glad that
walks
we made a
into
friend, chat.
torch-lit chamber. Sitting alone on an ornate chair is a dwarf
Dwarf in all
who
caps.
bids you enter. As you do so, the oak door swings shut behind you. Adventurers, you have done well to get this far, says the dwarf in a deep voice. However,
Also,
as you both
Ice Claw, I
know,
thought 8 Escape was talking about the
there can only
stalactite
be one
stalagmite
winner
thing.
in the Trial of Champions. As Trial Master, it is my duty to Baron Circumvit, to let only the most able continue. Therefore, I must devise a test of wits and strength
Ah, I'm
to
fucked.
eliminate one of you. Please do not attempt to dispose of me. It will be utterly pointless, for, as you can see, there is no obvious way out of this chamber, and only I know where the hidden exit lies. Now, if you would care to decide between you who will go first, I shall make the necessary preparations. You look at Throm, suddenly angry that your effective partnership might come to an end.
Yeah, I don't want to betray my
He leans
friend.
over and whispers in your ear that you should try to kill the dwarf and worry about the exit later.
So chat, should we join Throm in attacking the dwarf? Or should we persuade Throm to go through with the dwarf's test? I'll let you pick. Look, it's very important that Throm, our good buddy, survive. Yeah, exactly. We did get a note saying not to trust the trial master. I'm still gonna put it to a vote, but you're right. We did get that note. In the meantime, we get to have this man just sit here staring at us as we think about our choices. Just looking at us, judging, thinking, waiting, watching, staring. He knows. We love our friend. He does not want to see us succeed with our friend, but we will. We will do everything in our power to keep Throm alive, chat. I want you to know this. He is strong and our friend, and I would never betray him because he's a good kid. Throm is good people. So we're going to kill the dwarf.
As you rush towards the dwarf, he pulls 2 hand darts from his belt and throws them at you and Throm, hitting both of you in the leg. You are both instantly paralyzed by the poison on the tip of the dart, losing you 2 stamina points. As though glued to the floor, you can only watch as the dwarf retrieves his dart from your thigh. He asks you whether you are willing to enter his contest now. You strain to nod your head. Slowly, the effects of the poison wear off and mobility returns. The dwarf beckons you to follow him, telling Throm to await his return. He opens a secret door in the chamber wall, and you follow him into a small circular room. He closes the door behind you and hands you 2 bone dice, telling you to throw them on the floor. You roll a 6 and a 2, a total of 8. The dwarf asks you to roll again, but this time you must predict the total. Will it be the same, higher, or lower than the 8?
I mean, obviously it'll be the same.
The dwarf looks at the dice.
Not very good at playing the odds, are you?
He sneers.
I regret you must suffer a penalty before you can continue.
From out of his pocket, he produces 2 pills. One is stamped with the letter S, and the other stamped with the letter
Well,
L.
obviously we're gonna take the stamina
he asks
hit.
you to choose one and swallow it.
But no, you see, chat, we're smart.
The pill makes you feel as though the whole world is against you, reducing your luck points by 2. The dwarf tells you that you can now go on to the second stage of the
You see,
test.
chat, this is all planned
He
from the
reaches for a
start.
wicker basket which, he informs you, contains a snake. He tips the basket over and the snake drops out onto the floor. It is a cobra, and it rears up in the air, ready to strike. The dwarf tells you that he wishes to test your reactions. You must grasp the cobra barehanded below its head, avoiding its deadly fangs.
What the fuck kind of
You
test
crouch
is
down on the
this?
floor, tensing yourself for the moment at which to seize it. This will be a tough test of your skill. With lightning speed,
Fucking
you
barely.
thrust your hand out and grip the cobra just below its open mouth.
Now I'm gonna snap
You lift
its
it
neck.
up, and with your arm outstretched, you dangle it in front of the dwarf. He doesn't flinch, but says in his calm, expressionless way,
Please put the cobra back in the basket and prepare for the final part of the test. Follow me.
You do what he says and follow him back into the chamber, where Throm is pacing up and down, obviously ill at ease. You wave to him while the dwarf opens a second secret door and tells you to walk on through and wait for him. Again you comply, and you find yourself in another circular room. Although
Okay, it's
this
time
one
for the AB
resembles a
test. The
small
prisoner's
arena.
dilemma.
The floor is covered with sand, and a small balcony runs around the arena wall. Opposite the secret entrance you came in through is an ominous-looking wooden door. Suddenly you hear a shout, and you look up to see the smiling dwarf standing on the balcony. He throws 2 pieces of paper down to you. On one of them, the words, "No crop is," are written. On the other, "Ruin moat." In his ever-calm voice, he says,
If you rearrange the letters of the words, you will find the names of 2 creatures. You may choose which one to fight in my arena of death.
Can you identify the creature by rearranging the letters?
Okay, so let's see. What do you think? What are these creatures gonna be? I'm sorry, I'm stupid. But we need to figure it out, chat. What could no crop is be? Oh, that's a scorpion. What is ruin moat? It's not tuna noir, I'm sorry to say. Let's see, so we got scorpion. We got what is this one? Trying to figure out what ruin moat is. Odds are it starts with the T or the R, but I could be wrong. I don't know, because I don't want to fight a scorpion. The scorpion could potentially fuck me up. What is ruin moat? It's not Rumton now. You're right, it is Minotaur. It is a scorpion or a Minotaur. I will take my odds with the scorpion.
You call out to the dwarf, telling him to send in the scorpion because you are ready to fight. Slowly, the wooden door rises and a huge, grotesque
Okay, maybe
black
I chose
scorpion
poorly.
Squeezes underneath it and enters the room. You draw your sword in readiness and prepare to fight the sinister creature
Hello, C-Spot Rock.
with its huge pincers and deadly sting. The scorpion will attack you with both pincers, and you must treat each pincer as a separate creature, as though you were fighting two creatures.
Scorpion is a lot larger
Each
than
pincer
expected because
has
I
its own
didn't
skill
think
level
ahead.
and will attack you separately in each attack round. You can only fight one pincer in each attack round, attacking it as in a normal battle. But against the other pincer, you must still attack in the normal way. But you will not wound it, even if your attack strength is greater. You must count this as though you have just fended off its blow. Of course, if its attack strength is greater than yours, it will have wounded you in the normal way.
Well, obviously we're gonna beat him.
The scorpion swings its huge, venomous tail above its head. You step aside as it smashes into the floor, and you land an attack from the side.
Okay, second pincer, let's go.
The scorpion swings its tail at you, but you are fast enough to roll out of the way. The swinging, venomous tail is a formidable weapon, and you shriek as it sinks into your arm. You manage to get around the back of your enemy, but it quickly kicks backward, catching you agonizingly in the stomach.
Gotta eat some food real
You
quick.
quickly eat some provisions, increasing your stamina by 4 points.
Now let's fight the pincer again.
Your speed is improving. You run directly at the scorpion and slice at its pincer as you run by.
Okay, now let's beat the other pincer now that we've succeeded against the first one.
You try to run around the side of the creature,
Ouch!
but it grabs your arm, throwing you hard into the wall.
Okay, let's attack the second pincer again.
The
Wow,
swinging,
he is
venomous
rolling
tail
gangbusters.
is a formidable weapon, and you shriek as it sinks into your arm.
Okay, we're gonna eat our provisions.
You
Just
quickly
down an
eat some
entire
provisions,
sandwich.
increasing your stamina by 4 points.
Hastily shove it in our mouth.
The scorpion takes a run at you. Its speed is impressive, but you jump aside, landing a heavy blow on its back.
The dwarf calls down from the balcony, congratulating you on your victory.
Fuck you.
He throws the sack down into the arena and tells you to relax and regain your strength for the final part of the test. Then he walks off, saying he will return in about 10 minutes. You open the sack and find a jug of wine and a cooked chicken.
Damn, an entire fucking cooked chicken. I'm gonna sit down and wait his return.
After about 20 minutes, the dwarf reappears on the balcony. He calls down to you, saying,
Well, I do have an interesting problem on my hands. Prepare to fight your next opponent.
The wooden door rises once again, and you are surprised to see a familiar face. It is Throm.
Hey!
He is cut and badly bruised and doesn't seem to recognize you. He is clearly delirious as he staggers forward with his axe raised to attack you. The dwarf laughs and says,
The cobra bit him, but he has the strength of an ox and managed to carry on, even though most men would have died. Now you must fight him to decide finally which of you will continue the trial of champions.
You shout abuse at the dwarf.
Fuck you.
protesting the cruelty of such a contest.
What a dickbag.
He merely laughs.
Piece
And you
of
have
shit.
no option but to defend yourself against poor Throm.
I don't want to beat up
Despite
Throm.
his wounds, he is immensely strong.
Dude, I just fought off a giant scorpion with a powerful jackin arm. What can he do to me?
You hurl yourself at Throm, fists flailing, and land a stunning blow on his chin.
I'm sorry, Throm,
Throm
but
grabs you by the throat and manages to half choke you
only half
before
choke
you
me.
get a chance to push him off. You parry Throm's attack,
Jesus
but he is
fuck.
too strong, and you trip, cracking your head on the floor as you fall.
Exhausted by your long duel, you fall to your knees as you stare at Throm's still body. A bitter loathing for the dwarf fills your heart. Somehow, you will avenge
I
Throm.
will avenge the fuck out of
Engulfed
Throm.
in your hatred, you do not notice the dwarf enter the arena until he is standing right in front of you, a loaded crossbow aimed at your chest.
I know what you are thinking,
He says calmly.
but remember that only I know the way out of here. Get up. It's time for you to leave.
Once on your feet, the dwarf indicates that you should walk ahead of him. Back in the chamber, he crosses over to the northern wall and pushes against one of its stones. A door-like section of the wall swings out, opening into another crystal-lit tunnel. With his crossbow still aimed at your chest, the dwarf smiles, saying,
Good luck.
Let's parry the bolt. I'm gonna swing a punch at the dwarf.
The dwarf is expecting your move. Furthermore, you are not as fast as you should be because of your recent ordeal, so he easily evades your punch, saying,
I could kill you now if I wished, but I yearn for a hand-to-hand fight.
Then he throws down his crossbow and draws an axe from his belt. Despite your fatigue, you
My
think only
fatigue.
of vengeance. Because of your condition, you must reduce your skill by 2 for the duration of the battle.
I'm still gonna beat this motherfucker. This dude deserves
You
to die.
lunge at the
He
dwarf's summit
killed
with your sword
Throm.
drawn. It tries to move, but you land a painful blow.
He has ruined my friendship with Throm. We were gonna be
Pretending to be
besties.
tired,
We were
you
gonna
bend
leave
over,
this place.
but
We were
grab a
gonna open
handful
our
of
own
dirt
fucking
and throw it in the
tavern.
dwarf's face.
Throm would have
making
made
your
an
subsequent
amazing
attack
waitress while we
effective.
handled the bar.
The dwarf runs at you, but you twist aside as your sword lands home.
The now dead dwarf's chainmail coat
Piece of shit.
is of the finest quality iron, obviously made by a master armorer. You strip it from his body and place it over your head, gaining you 1 skill point.
Hey, look,
There
we're
is
back to
nothing
where we
else of use
fucking
to you in the
started.
chamber, so you decide to investigate the new tunnel, which soon divides into 2. You hear a buzzing sound coming from the western branch.
Okay, chat, do we continue north or do we walk west to see what's making the noise so we can kill it? I'm gonna throw the vote up and then I'm gonna step away real quick because I really need to pee. See, that's not how you spell buzzing. In the meantime, I'm gonna put the music back on and I'll be back in a second. very powerful choice of music to come back to. It's fine. I'm pretty sure the song is safe because it's from Fury. And Fury wouldn't betray me. Also, I saw the vote, chat, and fuck all of you. Fuck every single one of you. How dare you tie it? We're looking at the noise.
There is a large panel of glass in the left-hand wall of the tunnel. Through it, you can see a bright, torch-lit room teeming with giant insects of every possible description.
Ooh.
Bees, wasps, beetles, ticks. Even the mites are over 6 centimeters long. The noise is threatening. In the middle of the room,
It's a pretty
a jeweled
saucy crown, though.
lies on top of a small table. What looks like a large diamond is set in the middle of the crown.
Obviously, we're gonna snatch the crown, chat. Obviously.
You smash the glass with the hilt of your sword, making a hole big enough to climb through. Immediately, the giant insects start swarming and jumping towards you. Wasting no time, you clamber into the room, grabbing one of the lit torches to defend yourself.
Where did my phone go?
The fire keeps most of the insects at bay, but by the time you have snatched the crown and climbed back into the corridor, some of them have stung you. We'll roll 1 die and add 2 to the total to decide how many stings you have suffered, reducing your stamina by 1.
Oh, fuck me
for
running.
each sting. The giant insects do not chase you, preferring the bright light of the room they are in. You examine the crown and see with disgust that it is merely painted iron, and the diamond is just glass and totally worthless. You throw it on the ground in a rage and wonder which way to go next.
Let's just keep headed west.
Ahead, in the far distance, you hear the sound of slow footsteps coming towards you. Unsure
Is it a
of
new
who
friend?
or what might be approaching, you look around for a place to hide. You see a large crack in the tunnel wall which lies in shadow.
I'm gonna stand my ground. I want to make a new friend,
A
chat.
crippled man with shackled feet shuffles into sight, carrying a wooden tray laden with bread and water. He looks tired and miserable, and quite unmoved by the sight of you, and tries to walk past.
I'm gonna let him walk. I want to talk to him. Yeah, let's offer him some of our provisions.
He eyes you suspiciously as you offer him a portion of your provisions. But hunger overcomes his fear and he crams the food into his mouth. You ask him what he is doing in the tunnels, and he explains that he is a servant of one of the trial masters. Baron Sukhumvit's appointed controllers of sections of his dungeon. He tells you he would like to escape, but no one is allowed to leave the dungeon in case the secret of its construction is revealed. You tell him that you are a contestant in the Trial of Champions and that you would appreciate any help. Rubbing his chin, he turns to you and says, "One good turn deserves another. All I can tell you is that in a northern tunnel, there is a wooden chair carved in the shape of a demon bird. There is a secret panel in the arm of the chair which contains a potion in a glass vial. It's a doppelganger potion. Now, I must go back about my duties. Good luck. I hope we meet again outside these infernal tunnels."
I hope we do too.
The man then shuffles off, and you continue your journey
See, chat.
west.
This is what we get for being friendly.
After a short while, you arrive
Sure,
at
it's a
another junction in
competition,
the
but we
tunnel
don't need to be a
with
dick.
choice
I did come
of
here
two
to make friends.
directions.
Shit. He did say it was north, so...
Set back in the arched alcove in the tunnel wall, you see an ornate wooden chair carved in the shape of a demon-like bird of prey.
Sit in the chair.
Remembering the old man's advice, you search the arm of the chair for a secret panel. You find an almost invisible crack in the arm, which you start to press and squeeze. Suddenly a tiny panel springs out of the arm, and you see a glass phial lying in a cavity. You pick it out and read the label. Doppelganger potion, 1 dose only. This liquid will make you assume the shape of any nearby living being. You place the strange potion in your backpack and continue north, where the tunnel starts to slope downwards and finally comes to an end at a deep pool enclosed by the tunnel wall. There does not appear to be any way of traveling further north. You turn around and walk back down the tunnel, passing the wooden chair, where you soon arrive at the junction and turn right to head west. The tunnel turns sharply to the right and continues north for as far as you can see. There is a door in the left-hand wall which is ajar, and you hear someone cry for help from the other side of it.
Obviously, I'm going to open the door. I'm here to make friends.
The door opens into a small room with a straw-covered floor. There is a large draped cage standing some 2 meters high in the center of the room. A cord fixed to the top of the drape runs through an iron ring in the ceiling and hangs down to the floor.
I'm going to pull the drape up. I heard a call for help.
You pull the cord and watch.
It's got to be like a giant bird or something that's just been making noise.
Cage. The woman's voice urges you to be quick, telling you that the room is booby-trapped, so that the floor will fall away in 1 minute because of your extra weight.
I still want to help her.
The drape rises to the top of the cage, and there, to your horror, you see the face of an aged woman whose hair is a mass of seething snakes.
Oh, it's a Medusa!
It is the dreaded Medusa. Are you lucky enough to avoid her gaze?
Damn right I am. If there's anything I'm good at, as someone who is autistic, it's not making eye contact.
You close your eyes to avoid her deadly stare that would turn you to stone.
Obviously, I'm gonna murder the Medusa, right? Should we murder the Medusa, chat? Hey, Yummy. See, like, I don't feel the urge to kill the Medusa. Medusas don't choose to turn people to stone. It's the nature of their being. I'm not gonna kill her. I'm gonna retreat.
The tunnel continues for quite a distance before you reach a junction.
We're here to make friends. Let's go into the new tunnel.
Ahead, you see that the tunnel turns a corner, beyond which it continues north. You stop before the corner, startled by the sound of high-pitched voices.
New friends?
Whispering and sniggering.
I'm gonna draw my sword and look around the corner. I call my sword the friend maker, because it's perfect for making friends.
Two small creatures running away from you. Both are dressed in baggy clothes and wear pointed floppy hats. They are mischievous leprechauns.
Let's follow the leprechauns for the fun of it. Maybe we'll make new friends.
Running after the leprechauns, you hear more laughter, only now it is behind you. You look round and see 6 more emerging from a hidden door in the tunnel wall. Yet another leprechaun drops on your back from a ledge fixed to the ceiling. Shaking him off, you draw your sword, whereupon the laughing gets even louder.
I'm gonna walk past him.
You push past the 2 leprechauns and head off north, the noise of jeering and laughter ringing in your ears. Further up the tunnel, you stop to rest.
I got better shit to do than try to murder some leprechauns.
Any jewels you had are now gone. The leprechauns that landed on your back stole them from your backpack.
They stole a single
You
topaz.
cursed the
I'm not
thieving
that worried.
leprechauns and set off north again. The tunnel leads
To be
north
fair,
for
it's
some
based off a
distance
choose-your-own-adventure
before coming
book
to a dead
from
end.
the 80s.
The mouth of a
Yami.
chute protrudes from the tunnel's eastern wall. It seems to be the
I think it's
only way
older than
out.
that.
So you decide to risk it and climb into the chute. You slide gently down and emerge in a new room, landing on your back.
Oh, my back.
As soon as you stand up, you are confronted by the most repulsive sight you have ever laid
Is
eyes
it the blood
on.
beast?
There in front of you, wallowing in a circular pool of fetid slime, is a bulbous creature too horrible to be
Damn,
believed.
that thing actually looks sick as
Its
hell,
body
though.
is green and covered all over with fearsome-looking spikes.
No, that's
Its
cool
face
as
is a
shit.
mass of crimson blisters, one of which suddenly bursts to reveal yet another of its many sinister, all-seeing eyes. A narrow path runs around the edge of the pool and leads into another tunnel in the far wall. Remembering the description of the vile blood beast and the warning about the toxic gas rising from its pool, you cover your mouth with your sleeve and step forward with your sword drawn, wary of the blood beast's tongue. As you step around the side of the pool, it rolls forward and flicks out its tongue. But you are ready for it and cleave it with
Hell
one swipe of your
yeah.
sword. The beast howls in pain and stretches forward frantically, trying to clasp you between its blood-filled jaws. You start hacking at its hideous face.
This is what you get
in
for
an
being
attempt to
ugly,
pierce
motherfucker.
Its real eyes.
The creature turns and whips its tail at you. The
I
fierce
figured
spike
it'd be
at the
something like
end
that, Ice
misses
Claw.
you by millimeters. You jump forward and strike a clean blow into its rear.
Carving off that ass.
Again, the bulbous creature strikes for you with its hideous fangs. You jump clear of them, striking out and smashing one clean out of its
Hell
hideous mouth.
yeah!
Your
Loot.
blade strikes one of the blood beast's real eyes with devastating effect. It slumps back into its pool, thrashing about in a frenzy. You seize the opportunity and run around the side of the pool to the tunnel exit. The tunnel leads into a large room, its ceiling supported by several marble pillars. As you enter the room, you see a strange beast to your right. It has the body of a lion
hey, it's the
with
Manticore.
dragon-like wings attached to it, but its head is like that of an old bearded man. You recognize the beast. It is a manticore. Taking heed of the warning poem you took from the skeleton warrior, you watch out for its tail, which sprouts a profusion of sharp spikes at its tip, thick and hard as iron bolts. You raise your shield in front of you just in time to protect yourself from a volley of spikes released from
Shut
the
up, Ice
manticore's
Claw.
tail and aim straight at your heart. They sink into your shield.
Right,
and
Yami?
You remain
No, he
unharmed.
fucking kicks ass with this,
Swiftly, you
Yami.
draw
Like,
your
he
sword
slams
and
this
advance
delivery
on
out
the
of the park.
manticore.
This man is perfect for this role. Just like my sword is perfect for shoving up the Manticore's
The
ass.
giant creature whips its spiked tail at you, firing more spikes. You duck and roll, quickly slicing a chunk from its tail, passing close to you.
Once more. Oh,
You seize an
fuck.
opportunity to attack the creature's leg, but it's ready for you. And before you can strike, it rips your leg with its razor-sharp claws.
You gotta exercise some discretion with the healing and not do it immediately.
You run to
Oh.
avoid the whipping tail, but stumble, and a spike from it thuds agonizingly into your shoulder.
As you are wiping the manticore's blood from your sword, you are surprised to see a small man jump
Oh,
out
man, a
from behind
tiny
one of
man.
the marble pillars. He is dressed
Oh,
in
I
a
don't trust this
tight-fitting
guy.
green tunic and looks quite harmless.
This dude looks like a piece of shit.
Although you are wary of the way he is holding an opaque glass ball
with a shimmering green light. "Greetings," he says cheerfully. "My name is Igbot, the gnome.
What a shit name.
And I am the trial master for your final test. Needless to say, my magical powers are great, so you should not try to attack me. You may have learnt, during your quest, that gems play an essential part in the trial of champions. The iron door in front of you is the victory exit, but there is only one way of opening it. 3 gems have to be put into the lock mechanism in the correct order. Each gem radiates a unique energy, which will trigger the mechanism. If you do it correctly, that is. But first, we need the correct gems. First, you will need an emerald." The gnome shakes his head and says, "I'm afraid that you have failed the trial of champions.
This is fucked beyond belief.
Deathtrap dungeon will keep its secrets for another year, as you will not be allowed to leave here. You are appointed my servant for the rest of your days to prepare and modify the dungeon for future contestants. Perhaps, in another life, you will succeed."
Oh, we gotta go so far back. Also, I missed one of the gem things. Was it this one?
The door opens into a large chamber, where you are shocked to see...
Oh, wait, no, I don't want this. I want... here?
There is a large idol in the center of the cavern that must be 6 meters...
Oh, we're getting those gems.
The idol is very smooth and will be difficult to climb, but the rope you found earlier will help here, and you make
this
it
sucks
into a
ass.
You whirl the rope above your head.
Luckily, I
and throw
remember
it
all
up
the
at
steps
the
we need
idol,
to do, but it
smiling
still
happily
sucks.
as it
Also, because
lands
it
around
means
its neck.
there is a
You
singles
then
point
tighten
where
the
we
noose
missed
and
a
start
gem.
to climb, hauling yourself up the rope.
Because only ones we
You are
found
soon at the top of the idol,
were this and the topaz.
sitting on the bridge of its nose and holding on to the rope. You draw your sword and wonder which jeweled eye to prize out first.
Obviously, we're going to take the right eye. Because it's the right
You try
eye.
to force the point of your sword under the emerald eye. Much to your surprise, the emerald shatters on contact, releasing a jet of poisonous gas straight into your face.
Oh, fuck this.
The gas knocks you out, and you release the rope.
Nope, we did not, hero.
Bouncing down the idol and crashing onto the stone floor. Your adventure ends here.
Fuck this. This is some bullshit.
You try. There is a large idol. in this...
I don't care. Climb the idol, take the jewels.
The idol is very...
Left eye.
As you touch the idol's emerald eye,
Shut the fuck up, Ira.
you hear a creaking
Get the
sound
fuck out of my
below you.
house.
Looking down, you are shocked to see the 2 stuffed
I wonder if I
birds
had to
flying
kill
off.
the Medusa.
Their wings flap in jerky movements, but they are soon above you and look set to attack. You'll fight the flying guardians one
It's
at a
because
time.
I have
but
good
reduce
danger
your skill
sense.
by 2 during this
Ice Claw.
combat because of your restricted position.
I know how this shit works. I've played a
Coming
video
at
game or
you
two.
with its razor-sharp talons, you're able to swipe your sword, partially removing one of the Guardian's toes. You're able to grab the wing of the
something
Guardian
wrong
and
with that
send it
die there.
crashing into the
You
idol.
gonna talk about that?
It
No?
recovers,
Okay.
But you took some of its stamina.
The guardian snaps at you with its vicious beak, but you're able to smash the hilt of your sword into its outstretched neck. The crumpled form of the first flying guardian falls crashing to the floor. So you ready yourself to take on the second.
Oh, it's not a two-for fight like they do later.
Coming at you with its razor-sharp talons, you're able to swipe your sword, partially removing one of the guardian's toes. You're able to grab the wing of the guardian and send it crashing into the idol.
Yeah, fuck
It
that guy.
recovers, but you took some of its stamina. The guardian snaps at you with its vicious beak.
We did it,
But
chat. We
you're able
murdered
to
the
smash
fuck
the hilt
out of
of
some
your
birds.
sword into its outstretched neck. Your final swipe.
Look, Ice Claw, it was important too that we just wanted to make friends. We're here to make
you
friends.
look down and see the crumpled bodies of the two flying guardians lying motionless on the floor.
Why not, Wardito?
You start to prize out the idol's emerald eye with the tip of your sword. At last it comes free, and you are surprised by its weight when it falls into your hand. Hoping it may be of use later, you put it in your backpack.
I have attained an emerald. Let's just climb down the idol. We know what happens if we
Back on
rip out the
solid
right eye.
ground once again on the cavern floor, you try to shake the rope off the idol's neck. This will be a test of your luck.
Hell yeah, hell yeah,
Remember.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
2 dice are rolled. Equal to or less than your current luck score, you'll have been lucky. Higher than
I
your
hope I'm
current
lucky,
luck
chat.
score, you have been unlucky. The
I have
lasso
been
loosens
lucky.
itself, and you are able to shake it free of the idol's neck. It falls to the floor with a loud clatter. You quickly coil the rope up again
I
and
did
put
my
it in your
rope
backpack.
clatter.
Wasting no more time in the cavern, you run forward to the tunnel in the northern wall. Not much farther down the tunnel, you come to a closed door on your left.
Open door. Get on the floor.
You enter.
Comvit is a worm.
You take a deep breath and shout, "Succumvit is a worm!" Once again, the mysterious voice calls out, only this time, to your great surprise, in a far less threatening tone. Good. My master likes those who show spirit. Take this gift to help you. It will grant you one
Thank you,
wish,
Wardito. Thank
but
you.
one wish only. Farewell. A gold ring magically appears out of nowhere and lands at your feet with a gentle tinkle.
Oh, good.
You
I
pick it up
probably needed this.
and put it on one of your fingers. The door opens and you step back into the tunnel to continue north. The tunnel twists and turns.
Okay, chat. Let's walk through the light. Let's go into the Tom Cruise light.
As soon as your head goes under the blue light, you hear the sound of muffled voices. The faces are no longer laughing, but have changed their expressions to one of despair and anguish. A young girl's sad face hovers in front of you, and she begins to whisper a poem. Transfixed, you listen intently, believing that she has a special message for you as she recites, "When corridor doth water meet, do not make a quick retreat. Take a breath and jump deep in, if your trial you hope to win." Memorizing the spirit girl's poem,
Oh god,
you
that's
step
the
through the shaft
fucking...
of light
The pool of
and
water
quickly
we saw
head
by the
on.
chair, isn't it?
north.
I needed
You
to
come
go into
an
that
arched
light. Fuck
doorway
me.
set in
Okay.
the right.
Try the door.
Lifting the latch,
Reach for the dagger. 'Cause the
Taking a
dagger had
deep-
the topaz in it, I think.
as you
No, it had
make your way
opals.
back to the doorway, the buzzing sound increases.
Do.
The giant flies.
Attack the fly.
Again,
Oof. My bones. Attack the fly.
You spin
Double
your
my bones. Attack the fly.
The fly charges at you.
Pleased with your victory, you wipe the vile
I
yellow
hesitate to
slime
call
from
that
the
a
blade of
victory.
your sword. The tunnel ends.
Oh, fuck. We went... Okay, we went east.
You walk down the passage and soon find your...
Jump over the pit.
Take-
I make the leap because my
Your
luck is
armor-
ludicrously high.
The tunnel.
Open the door. Crazy old wizard. Stupid puzzle.
Only a few.
Open the door, because we open every door, because we have
door.
no survival instinct. Rip that parchment out of his hand.
Touching
I'm gonna beat that skeleton like he beats his meat.
You run around.
As we all know, that skeleton's jerking
The skeleton.
non-stop.
You dodged.
Once again, you reach for the parchment. Only this time lying amidst a pile of broken... At the back of...
Step through the archway. Burst through the trapdoor with my sword drawn.
You throw the...
Attack the foist goblin.
Your
He's
enemy
nuts.
is strong.
Attack the second goblin. He's nuts.
You lunge.
Like, these goblins don't stand a chance.
You both you throw. Your enemy is strong, but slow.
No, this game
Mistake.
kicks ass, Wordito. It's not minimum effort. It is one
You hurl
man
yourself
reading
at
a
your enemy.
fucking fantastic
Fists
book to me
flailing,
while sitting in a
And
chair.
land a stunning blow.
No, this game whips ass.
You
I
thrust
want to
your
thank
sword.
Lolo for getting this for me as a
triumphant
birthday
in
gift.
One of your...
Open the cupboard.
The cupboard.
Never used the wooden mallet, did we? Okay, let's see. So, what is north? Oh, north just takes us over there, huh? Okay. Yeah, we... Huh. Yeah, we want to go the other way.
The door opens into another tunnel. Walking west, you soon arrive at...
Open the door.
The-
Inside. Throw the wooden ball.
The wooden ball smashes in.
Let's just get down on all fours and crawl out of the room holding the skull.
A tickling sensation runs down your spine as you crawl carefully out
We
of
just
the room.
crawl like a fucking spider
the
out of that
tunnel.
room.
You heave a sigh of relief. Throw the skull back into the room.
That would kick ass, Crow,
and
yeah.
Slam the door shut. Pleased with your good fortune, you set off west once again.
We're going west.
The tunnel takes a sharp...
Okay. I wonder, should we make the wish, chat? Or should I save my wish? I feel like I should save the wish. I don't know when the wish is going to become relevant again. Ice Claw, I need your sage advice. Should I burn my wish? Yeah, you can smash the mirror, it's true. Like, I'm thinking I might need to save my wish for the leprechauns, because that's the kind of game this is.
The mirrored...
You smash your sword. You swing at the demon.
Or I could
Your
beat
sword
the shit.
connects, but it continues towards you.
I could just beat the shit out of the mirror demon. Fucking whatever. I'm jacked as fuck.
The mirror demon grabs you by the wrist. Immediately, it starts to pull you towards the mirror. Its strength is incredible, and despite all your efforts, you cannot prevent it from pulling you relentlessly towards the mirror. When it touches the mirror, It seems to disappear straight through it. With horror, you see your own arm disappear, followed by the rest of your body. You are now in a mirror world of another dimension, from which you can never return.
Maybe the mirror dimension's cooler. Wow. That was a weirdly ominous ending compared to the others.
The mirror, the tunnel continues.
Right. Oh, fuck. That's a lot to redo.
You throw the.
Oh,
You
well.
thrust your sword. You lie.
Oh my god.
Your enemy is straight. You both.
Because, yeah, basically our choices are to fight the mirror demon.
You hurl yourself at your enemy. Fist. You.
Yeah, we either fight the mirror demon and pray we
Your
don't get
enemy
hit
is
at
up.
all, or we smash the glass and take 2 hits, to,
You-
2 to our strength, but
Triumphant in one
that
of
is
your toughest
honestly way
battles.
more preferable than having to risk.
The cupboard.
Yeah. We want the west door. Open the door. Throw a wooden ball, because this is the life I choose to lead. One of handling
wooden ball.
balls all day. Crawl out of the room like a goddamn spider.
The tunnel takes.
Smash the mirrors. Smash the mirrors.
The mirror.
In front of you,
Left hand.
Tread.
Wear the necklace.
The tunnel.
Decline his offer and head east alone. Yeah, because I think heading west... wait, no, east is a dead end, but we do get useful advice. Sort of. Pull it off. Meet up with our
Running
barbarian
down the
friend
tunnel.
Throm, who we value and love deeply. So we're going to accept his offer, because we trust him. We
Honest.
came here to make friends, chat. Let's read the black leather book. Let's drink the liquid.
The liquid.
Brickwood. Open the red book.
As you open the book, said
We have consumed it. Now it's time to beat that cave troll.
you drop to
Beat it again. Beat it like we beat a drum.
the troll grabs you by the throat. You parry the attack, but your enemy is too strong.
Luckily,
you
I
crack
have
your
all
head
of this
on the
food to
floor
shove
as you hit
directly
the
in my
ground.
stupid face.
you look to the left.
Put the ring on. Because Mama didn't raise no bitch.
Your body continues to vibrate intensely, and you feel as if you're. The tunnel.
Luckily,
leads into a
we
damp
met the
cavern.
number, so it was fine. Search the chamber.
You. Despite this, the tunnel.
I love my good friend Throm. Let's just persuade Throm this time. Instead of taking the needless damage.
You tell Throm that there is no point in killing the dwarf, as you will never find your way out of the chamber alone. You argue that an opportunity of tricking the dwarf might arise later, once you have found the exit from the chamber. So you intend to go through with the dwarf's test. You tell the dwarf that you are ready, and he beckons you to follow him.
We will guess that it will, be more than 8.
The dwarf
Shit.
looks at the dice.
We'll swallow the luck pill again.
The pill makes you feel as though the
Yeah,
whole...
we're real luck pilled.
With lightning speed, you thrust your hand out and grip the cobra just below its...
We're gonna... Let's fight the Minotaur this time.
You call out to the dwarf that you are ready to fight the Minotaur.
Let's try something different.
The wooden door rises slowly, and you see the fearsome beast,
Half man.
half man,
half
half
beast.
bull, step into the arena. Steam blows from
Absolutely
its
hung.
nostrils as it works itself up into a rage, ready to attack. Suddenly it rushes forward, swinging its double-headed axe.
This one doesn't even get a picture, unlike the scorpion. Damn.
The Minotaur leans forward and takes a run at you. Speed is impressive, but you duck and roll aside, landing a heavy blow on its shin.
Yep, it is definitely the easy choice.
The swinging double-headed
Easy-ish.
axe is a formidable weapon, and you shriek as it sinks into your arm.
Luckily, I have all of these sandwiches to heal my
You manage to
horrendous
get around
wounds.
the back of your enemy, but it quickly kicks backward, catching you agonizingly in the stomach.
The dwarf calls down from the balcony, congratulating you on your victory. He throws the sack down into the arena and tells you to relax.
I'm not gonna eat his food. I don't trust the dwarf.
After about 20 minutes, the dwarf reappears on the balcony. He calls down to you, saying,
Well, I do have an interesting problem on my hands.
I don't want to kill Throm
Prepare
again.
to fight your next opponent.
The wooden door rises once again, and you are surprised to see a familiar face. It is Throm. He is cut and badly bruised and doesn't seem to recognize you.
Throm, my friend.
You hurl yourself.
We were besties, chat. We were like this. We were gonna open up a tavern
You
after
drop to
this.
the ground.
Throm was gonna be the waitress. He was gonna look amazing in a skirt. We were gonna be the bartender. Even though we don't know shit about
Throm is
booze, it was
tall.
gonna be fantastic. It was a
Exhausted
flawless
by a
idea.
long duel.
Swing a punch at the dwarf. Fuck that piece of shit. Attack the dwarf.
The dwarf runs at
Attack the dwarf.
you. Lunge.
There is no love in my heart for the dwarf. He will die today.
You run at the dwarf.
What the fuck
that is
happened to
ready
my
you,
dice?
And lands a punch squarely on your chin.
The now dead dwarf's chainmail coat.
Let's see. Let's investigate.
There is a large panel of
Let's just... Wait. Return to the junction and head north. Interesting. What'd that do? No, you know what? No. No, we wouldn't wear any pants at all, Ice Claw, is the secret, because we'd be behind the bar. Nobody would see that we are just fucking freeballing. Let's just continue west.
ahead in the far distance.
Stand my ground. He's a cool dude, though, so I'm gonna offer him some of my provisions.
After
Because we're here to make friends, chat, and this has never changed.
set back in the art,
Sit in the chair.
remembering the words of the spirit girl's poem flash through
Oh,
your
hey!
mind. When corridor doth water meet, do not make a quick retreat. Of course, it is here that she wants you to dive into the water. Now, you must decide what to do.
Oh, everything's a little fucky, so I'm gonna wait for it to catch up. So let's wait for the subtitles to not be broken for a second. Wait, is it looping?
Somewhat nervously, you take a deep breath and dive into the dark pool. The northern wall does not project very far beneath the surface of the water, and you decide to take the risk to
Also,
swim
there's this
under
plus
it.
2 just hanging out here.
Soon, you start gasping for air and are forced to swim upwards. Trying not to think that you could be trapped in an old submerged tunnel, you are relieved when you surface into cool air. You are on the other side of the wall and can see the tunnel rising out of the water and continuing north into the distance. You wade out of the water and check. if you've been lucky with the contents of your wet backpack.
I've been lucky.
2 portions of your provisions are saturated and are now inedible. Other than that, all your other possessions remain intact. You repack them carefully inside your backpack and set off north again. A little way along on the left of the tunnel wall, you reach the entrance of a large cavern from which you hear a girl's voice crying for help. You can just make out the shape of a human figure.
Let's kill the Medusa. We're gonna murder the...
With one swipe of your trusty blade, you behead the boa constrictor.
Sorry, I skipped that because I didn't realize it was new
its
content.
massive body from around the elf and try to resuscitate her. Her eyes open a little, but you can see that there is no hope.
No, we
She
need that
looks at you
Elfussy.
and smiles, and then says in a whisper, "Thank you. I know it's too late for me, but I will tell you what I've learned. Your way out lies ahead, but you need gems to unlock the final door. One of them is a diamond, but I do not know what the others are. Alas, I have not found a diamond, but would urge you to look for one. Good luck." Her eyes close.
No!
And she slumps down onto the cold floor.
There goes our opportunity at getting an elf
sadly
wife,
as she
chat.
breathes her
We really
last.
fucked it.
Knowing she would not mind, you take 2 of her daggers and search her leather backpack.
Why? I have so many
Inside,
daggers at this
You
point.
find some unleavened bread.
Why
a
do I
mirror,
have so many
and a bone
daggers?
charm in the shape of a monkey.
I'll eat the bread and take the items.
The bread contains secret elven healing herbs, which increase your stamina by 3 points.
Feeling sad as I
and
eat
strong,
her bread.
You pack away the mirror and the charm.
I
and
have
leave the
lost
cabin
2 friends
ahead.
today, chat.
North.
2 friends.
Walking along the tunnel, you notice an iron grill in the
Me
floor.
sobbing openly as I eat the bread. Give me a sec. Choked on a bit of spit. Stop and lift it up.
Lying in a hole about a meter deep, you see a grappling iron and a leather pouch.
Ooh. Reach for the grappling iron and leather pouch.
You reach down into the hole and suddenly your blood runs cold as you feel something warm and sticky wrapping itself around your arm. You manage to pull your arm out of the hole, but a hideous tentacled limb with
hey, it's a new
unbelievably
friend.
strong suckers is clinging to you. By the time you manage to cut yourself free, your arm is trembling with pain, and you wonder whether luck is on your side.
Luck is on my side. It's always on my side. I'm
Having
lucky
had
as
the
shit.
sense not to put your sword arm into the hole, the effects of the tentacled arm are not too serious.
This isn't luck.
meaning
This
you
is,
only
are you
lose
stupid or
one
not?
skill point. You reach back into the hole and pull out the grappling iron and the leather pouch. Inside the pouch, you find a tiny brass bell. You pack away your new possessions and continue north.
I'm getting even more garbage to throw into my
A door
backpack.
comes into view in the left-hand wall of the tunnel. You listen carefully at it and hear nothing. The door is not locked, and the handle turns easily.
Let's open the door.
The door opens into a small dark room, which is empty apart from a sturdy wooden chest lying on a shelf in a far
Ooh,
wall.
look at that sick-ass
The floor
wolf
is
chest.
thick with dust, and you can clearly see fresh footprints leading from the door to the chest and back again. You wonder whether one of your rivals is still ahead of you on the walk, or whether the chest has only recently been placed on the shelf by one of the trial masters.
Let's open the chest. This will kill us.
You cannot see any visible trap. You have a strong feeling that the chest contains a hidden danger. The potion of trap detection is working well. You stand to one side of the chest and lift the lid with your sword, holding it at arm's length. As the lid rises, an iron ball hanging on a cord swings back and breaks a glass capsule fixed inside the lid, instantly releasing a gas. Fortunately, you have time to jump back without inhaling the poisonous fumes.
We didn't consume
Once
the fart
gas is cleared, you walk back to the chest and look inside it. There is a pendant chain lying in the bottom, but somebody has taken the stone.
It's
from
probably the
section.
assassin.
You feel so annoyed that you throw the chain onto the floor and storm out of the room.
Me!
Up the tunnel.
I'm an angry baby.
The tunnel starts to widen, and ahead you see it's opened into a huge cavern from where you can hear the sound of many high-pitched voices.
Oh no, it's these fucks.
You creep up to the entrance and take a look inside. There are about 20 tiny people with long noses and ears running in a circle around a large golden effigy.
We will handle this in a second. I'll be right back. It's a song that made you very angry, Wang. You see, this is the Etrian Odyssey Nexus version of Call That Dreadful Name. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna drink the doppelganger potion, because we're not stupid.
You pour the contents of the glass vial into your mouth and swallow the clear liquid. Although you do not feel any immediate change, you hope that the potion will create the illusion that you are a troglodyte, just like the ones in front of you.
Homie, I don't need a potion to
step
prove I'm a
boldly into the cavern.
troglodyte.
The troglodytes continue their tribal dance, believing you to be one of them. You walk past them casually and head north. Unfortunately, the effects of the potion are short-lived. Suddenly, you hear a shriek behind you as one of the troglodytes spots you, and you are forced to run across the cavern floor. Ahead, you see an underground river running east to west through the cavern, and a wooden bridge crossing over it.
Okay, chat. What do you think? Bridge or river? I'm thinking bridge, and then we can cut the bridge, assuming it lets us have that option. But I need your opinion, chat. Yeah, let's try the bridge.
After crossing the bridge, you run across the cavern floor. At last, you see a tunnel in the far wall, which you race down until you reach its end at a heavy wooden door. The door is locked. As you try to charge down the door with your shoulder, you hear the shrieking voices of the troglodytes coming down the tunnel. You are trapped and draw your sword. The troglodytes approach you, their bows drawn, and a hail of arrows strikes you with fatal impact. Your lifeless body slumps to the ground in the depths.
Damn, we didn't even die cool, like
dungeon.
standing full of arrows. Let's try this again.
As you try to, the tunnel starts to widen, and ahead,
Okay, we're gonna try the doppelganger potion again, because it was fun.
you pour the
River time!
Still running as fast as you can, you reach into your backpack and pull out the wooden tube. You plan to lie under the surface of the water, breathing through the tube. With luck, the troglodytes will assume that you were swept to your death downriver as the torrent disappears into the depths of the mountain. You bite the tube between your teeth and lower yourself into the water. Holding on to one of the underwater bridge pillars, you keep perfectly still for 10 minutes. When you finally think the troglodytes have gone, you rise to the surface and look around. There is nobody to be seen. So you climb out of the river and cross the bridge to the northern bank. You are soaked, so unfortunately any remaining provisions you may have are now inedible. You continue to walk through the vast cavern until at last you see a tunnel in the far wall. You walk down it until you come to a heavy wooden door, which is locked. As you try to charge down the door with your shoulder, you hear the shrieking voices of the troglodytes coming down the tunnel. You are trapped and draw your sword. The troglodytes approach you, their bows drawn, and a hail of arrows strikes you with fatal impact. Your lifeless body slumps to the ground in the depths of...
Yeah, in the depths of the Deathtrap dungeon. Fuck you.
As you try to charge, the tunnel starts to...
Try to creep past them. Let's talk to them.
As soon as they see you, the troglodytes raise their bows and run to surround you. To your horror, their leader then steps forward and declares that you are their prisoner and must subject yourself to trial by the ancient rite, the run.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
In their twittering voices, the troglodytes explain the rules of the run of the arrow. They will shoot an arrow into the distance, and you will be allowed to walk unharmed to the point where it lands. However, you must walk barefoot, and you can see that the floor of the cavern is littered with sharp stones. As soon as you reach the arrow, the troglodytes will start to chase you, and if they catch you, they will kill you. Suddenly, one of the troglodytes releases an arrow high into the air. It lands a long way away, and immediately the troglodytes urge you to walk towards it. As you walk slowly towards the arrow, you hear the troglodytes screaming excitedly behind you. On reaching the arrow, you look round to see the troglodytes wave their arms in the air and set off after you. You start running as fast as you can. Your feet, bleeding from the cuts inflicted by the sharp stones, decreases your stamina by 1 point. Ahead, you see an underground river running east to west across the cavern floor, with a wooden bridge crossing it.
Okay, now we dive into the river.
Still running as fast as you can, you reach into your backpack and pull out the wooden tube. You plan to lie under the surface of the water, breathing through the tube. With luck, the troglodytes will assume that you were swept to your death downriver as the torrent disappears into the depths of the mountain. You bite the tube between your teeth and lower yourself into the water.
See, I'd skip this, but
Holding
I'm
on
not
to
sure
one
if it's
of the
going to be different
underwater
or not.
bridge pillars, you keep perfectly still for 10 minutes. When you finally think the troglodytes have gone, you rise to the surface and look around. There is nobody to be seen. So you climb out of the river and cross the bridge to the northern bank. You are soaked, so unfortunately any remaining provisions
I
you
know
may
that.
have are now inedible. You continue to walk through the vast cavern until at last you see a tunnel in the far wall. You walk down it until you come to a heavy wooden door, which is locked. As you try to charge down the door...
Yeah, okay. So, obviously I missed something, apparently. I needed that, I think.
As you try to... the tunnel starts to widen.
Try to creep past them.
You crawl along the floor, and you find yourself in the lair of a tribe of troglodytes. As you creep past them, your scabbard bangs
God,
against
we
the rock
fucking
on the
suck.
floor. Do you have enough luck for them not to hear you? The troglodytes are too involved in their tribal dancing to hear the clatter of your sword, and you crawl past. When you think you are far enough away, you stand up and run across the cavern floor. Ahead, you see an underground river running east to west.
I mean, they're
through the cavern
troglodytes.
with a
I'd be
wooden
surprised if
bridge
they didn't
crossing
suck.
over it. Hearing a noise, you glance back and realize you have been
God,
spotted.
we suck so
The
fucking much.
troglodytes are chasing you. After crossing, as you try...
I'm gonna try one more thing.
As you try to... the tunnel starts to widen.
Let's talk to them. Let's fight our way out.
You leap forward and try to grab the leader to use as a hostage. However, the troglodytes are ready for your move, and 6 of their bowmen immediately shoot their arrows at you. Their aim is deadly accurate, and all 6 arrows find their mark.
I'm guessing I missed the key.
Lifeless, you fall to the floor. The troglodytes have abruptly ended your journey.
It's my best guess, is I missed the key. And I can't just wish for a key, that's stupid. So what's here?
You leap, the tunnel starts to widen.
Wait, no, I don't do that one, I want this one.
A little way along on the left of the tunnel wall, you reach the entrance of a large cavern.
Let's see. Cavern investigate.
As you approach the prostrate...
Help fight the boa constrictor. Let's see. Red, take the items.
Walking along the...
Stop and lift it up.
Lying in a hole about a meter deep, you see a grappling iron.
Down.
You... Having had... A door comes into view. The
The door opens into a small...
Into the room, open the chest.
Although the tunnel...
Yeah, okay, so I missed the key. Is my best guess. Let's try over here.
The now dead dwarf's... There is a large...
Turn to the junction and head north.
The tunnel leads into a dark chamber, covered in thick cobwebs. Clawing your way through them, you trip over a wooden casket.
Yeah, let's open the casket. Fuck it.
The casket opens easily, and inside there is a black velvet bag containing a large pearl, gaining you 1 luck point.
Wow!
After putting the pearl in your pocket, you press on through the cobwebs.
But it's not a
You
pearl
reach
that we
the
needed,
far
it's a
wall of
diamond.
the chamber and see 2 doors.
Okay, so we're gonna have to fucking redo this one, I'm sure. So let's go with left first.
As you touch the door handle, it goes soft in your hand. And when you try to pull it away,
Oh no, it
you
was
find
made
your
of
hand is now
chocolate!
glued to the handle. A giant fist then forms in the center of the door panel and shoots forward.
Why is
punching
there
you
a
in
punch
the
door?
stomach, costing you 1 stamina point.
Who would design
The
such a
fist
thing?
retracts and prepares to strike again. With your free hand, you draw your sword and try to cut the handle off the door. Although you do not recognize it, you are being attacked by the fluid form of an imitator.
What kind of enemy is named an imitator?
It's a tight space, but you swing your sword and take a good chunk out of the protruding arm.
Okay, let's cut him again.
The hand grabs the blade of your sword, but you are stronger than it expected, and pull the blade free.
See,
slicing
I
its finger.
appreciate this time in like weird fantasy books where they just fucking made shit up. Just fucking
You
whatever's
manage to grab
cool.
a finger of the flying fist and twist it back until you hear a sickening crunch. Your sword severs
We
the
didn't
handle
have all the
completely,
rules in place yet.
and now separated from its parent body,
All the tropes,
It
and so
shrivels
it's just
away and
random
drops onto the
crap
floor.
thrown together.
having no other choice, you somewhat apprehensively turn the handle of the other door. The door opens into another tunnel running north. Ahead you see 2 stone fountains, one on either side of the tunnel, carved in the shape of cherubs. Water spouts from their mouths and cascades into small bowls at their feet.
Let's drink from the fountain on our right. Because it's the right fountain.
The cool water is refreshing and comes from a source which has been sprinkled with pixie dust, gaining you 1 stamina point
Fuck yeah!
and 2 skill points.
You know what? I'm not gonna test my luck.
Leaning against the left-hand wall of the tunnel, you see a pair of bamboo stilts. They are securely chained, and you see a label attached to a padlock, which reads, "The price of these stilts is 1 gold piece. Place the coin in the slot to release the lock."
I mean, yeah, sure. I haven't spent any of my
There
gold
is a
yet.
slot in the padlock into which you place the coin. Immediately the lock clicks apart, and you are able to unchain the stilts.
Where would I
You
use
place
these?
them on your shoulder and once again set off north. A little farther on, you come to a section of the tunnel which is covered with thick green slime. It looks threatening, so you decide to test it first with a piece of cloth. The slime's corrosive jelly burns the cloth instantly, leaving no trace.
Man, that's a hunky boy.
You climb onto your stilts and take a few tentative steps across the floor. Your confidence grows, and you soon feel able to tackle the walk across the slime.
We can, in fact,
Smoke
walk
rises
the walk.
from the base of the stilts, as the slime starts to burn them away. You plod stolidly on and finally reach firm ground again. Unfortunately, the stilts are still covered in slime, and you are forced to dump them. Setting off north, you come to a junction.
Oh, Lord. Also, wait. Okay, yeah, we have 2 gems. We do not have the diamond yet. Let's try going west.
You walk no more than 3 meters west before you hit an invisible barrier. It starts fizzing and crackling, and you are thrown back.
Rude.
You have hit an energy screen, losing you 1 stamina point. There is no alternative but to walk back to the junction and head north. You soon arrive at a double door in the left-hand wall. You listen at the door but hear nothing. You try the handle, it turns, and you open the left door slightly and peer through the crack. An armed warrior is lying face down on the floor
What a
of
loser.
a bare room with smooth walls and a low ceiling. He is presumably dead, for he makes no movement, even when you call out to him. A large jewel, perhaps a diamond, lies just beyond his outstretched arm.
Let's walk on the corpse. We need the diamond.
You're about to enter the room when the potion of trap detection begins to work, and you are filled with a terrible premonition of danger. The room is set with a deadly trap. You decide not to go in and continue north along the tunnel.
But I need the diamond.
The tunnel continues north for quite a distance before coming to a dead end. The mouth of a chute protrudes from the western wall, and it appears to be the only alternative to turning back. You decide to risk it and climb into the chute.
Gotta risk it for the
You
biscuit.
slide gently down and emerge into a room, landing on your back. As soon as you stand up,
Oh.
you are confronted by the most repulsive sight you have ever laid eyes on.
It's the blood beast.
Again, the
Blood beast.
You slip on the slimy floor.
The bloated beast.
The creature your blade strikes. The tunnel leads into you recognize.
Manticore. We beat that too because fuck it.
You seize an
Attack the Manticore.
you
Attack the Manticore.
You run to avoid. As you are wiping the Manticore's blood from your sword, you are surprised. The gnome smiles and says, "You truly are a great adventurer. Now, you will also need a sapphire." The gnome shakes.
I hate this.
The gnome. In front of you are 2.
What's on the right-hand steps?
The 4th step suddenly gives way under your weight, and your leg sinks into a deep hole. Before you have time to pull it out, you feel a pain in your foot as unseen sharp teeth sink into it. The high-pitched squeaking you hear below is made by starved rats that rip into your foot, hungry for your
Why
flesh,
would you make this?
losing you 2 stamina points. You regain your balance and manage to pull your leg out of the hole, but 3 rats are still hanging from it, gnawing at your foot. Kicking frantically,
What kind of
you
monster
smash their
would
heads
make
against
this?
the banister until they let go. You wrap crude bandages torn from your shirt around your bleeding foot and climb the steps to set off north once again. The tunnel takes a sharp turn right, and after 100 meters, comes to a junction. Looking left, you see the dead bodies of two
Okay, so that's not it.
guards. The tunnel
We also
continues
don't need the
west
topaz, is
for
what we
several
learned.
hundred meters. Finally,
So let's... Fuck, we gotta do this again. Back the first goblin.
Okay.
The Gorblin.
You both swing.
The Gorblin.
You
Oh
hurl.
yeah, that route was a trap because we don't need the topaz. So
You
maybe this is the route that'll get us the sapphire.
Okay.
I'm invincible.
You thrust your.
triumphant in
Okay, now let's open the cupboard first off. North door.
the door opens into another tunnel, which rises gently into the distance. After walking uphill for a while, the tunnel levels out, and you soon arrive at a door in the right-hand wall, to which a withered hand is nailed.
Oh, that's pretty sick. Let's open it.
You enter a room in which a man in tattered clothing is standing chained to the wall by his left arm. And you see that his right hand is missing and realize that this must be the one nailed to the door. Pleading for mercy, he cowers back from you as far as his chains will allow.
Let's cut him free. Fuck it. We came here to
You
make
step
friends,
up to the
chat.
frightened man and cleave the chain with your sword. He drops to his knees and bows, thanking you over and over again. He tells you that 4 years ago, he entered the Trial of Champions but failed. He fell down a pit and had to be rescued by a trial master, one of Baron Sukhumvit's dungeon administrators. He was offered a choice between death or servitude in Deathtrap dungeon as the trial master's minion. Choosing the latter, he worked like a slave until he could stand it no longer and tried to escape. Alas, he was unsuccessful and was captured by the trial master's wandering orc guards. To teach him a lesson, they cut off his hand and condemned him to a year's imprisonment in this cell. You ask him whether he has any information that might be of use to you. He scratches his head. Well, I haven't exactly done very well in here myself, but I do know that you need to collect gems and precious stones if you hope to get out. I don't know why, but there it is, without another word. The ragged prisoner dashes out of the room, turning left into the tunnel. You decide to keep heading north and turn right. There is an open pipe in the right-hand wall, about 1 meter in diameter.
Okay.
It is too dark to see far down it.
Tell me more.
You shout into it and hear your voice echoing down the iron pipe
What if I
until
shove my
eventually
hand
the
in it?
sound fades away.
Draw down the pipe.
The pipe is wet and slimy,
Where the fuck?
but you crawl on into the dank darkness, slithering and sliding as you go.
Whee!
Suddenly your hand touches something hard and square, which feels as if it is made of wood. It rattles as you shake it, and you decide you must be holding a box.
Wow, a box. I mean, chat, I think we should probably go further in.
In the total darkness, you do not see the pipe's downward turn. You slip, and, unable to get a grip on the slimy pipe, slide over the edge.
Damn.
Your screams echo down the pipe as you fall the 50 meters head first to the bottom. You have failed the trial of champions.
Damn. I'm sorry, chat. I failed you? I made a grave mistake, and I'm so sorry. Also,
In the total darkness,
I'm betting that
there is an open.
I'm betting that that box has the sapphire in it. I would put good money on it.
Removing the box lid by the light of the tunnel,
Oh
you
fuck!
find an iron key and a large gem. It is a sapphire. Placing the items carefully in your bag, there is a new branch in the tunnel on your left.
Where the necklace?
The tunnel.
Head east. Pull it off the wall. Let's see. Let's accept the offer, because we're here to make friends. Black leather. Drink the liquid.
The liquid.
In the red book.
As you open the book, setting off.
Actually, I wonder if I
the
should be
tunnel
drinking that
turns
liquid.
sharply to the right.
Let me go back really quick.
Continuing east.
Accept the barbarian's offer.
You on a stone.
Open the black leather book. What does rubbing the liquid on my wounds do? That sounds terrible. We'll drink the liquid. Red book. Back.
You
Attack. God damn, this troll rolls like a champ.
You drop to the ground.
You look to the left.
Okay, put the ring on. Gonna whip ass when it works
Your
out.
body. The tunnel.
Search the chamber. God, this is a pain in my ass.
Despite
Join... persuade. Right, so we don't lose the health. Less than 8. Maybe we'll stop rolling 7s.
the dwarf congratulates you for guessing correctly. He tells you that you must now progress to the second stage of the test. With lightning...
We want the Minotaur, because it's the easy fight. Attack. We're gonna beat that Minotaur up. We're gonna fucking murder this cow. We're eating beef tonight, baby. Oh, we fucked it.
Your speed is improving.
The dwarf.
Sit down and wait his return. Attack the barbarian. Oh, you can't trust the dwarf's food? Okay, cool. Doesn't matter.
Throm grabs you by the...
Attack him again. Because I would have just gotten 1 health, so it doesn't matter.
Exhaust.
Punch the dwarf. As God intended. Everyone should punch a dwarf. No, don't actually do that. That's terrible.
As the dwarf runs towards you, but you run at the dwarf.
No, my health. Oh. Oh, woe is me.
You lunge at the dwarf.
The now dead dwarf.
Who or what?
There is...
We want to... turn to the junction and... No, that actually fucks us. We want to keep going west, I think. Yeah.
Ahead, in the far distance, you hear...
Stand your ground. Give the dude food.
After...
Keep going north.
Set back in the arched...
Sit in chair. It's delightful. It's a delightful chair. Not unlike this man's chair.
Someone.
Enter the cavern.
As
Fight the boa constrictor. Eat the bread. Stop and lift it up.
lying in a hole.
We will grab it. We will harm ourselves
reach
in the
down.
process. And it'll be glorious.
A door comes in.
Open the door. And then get on the floor. Enter the room and open the chest.
Although the tunnel.
We're gonna drink the doppelganger potion. It's gonna go great
pour
this
the
time.
contents of the glass vial.
Dive and run over the bridge.
After crossing the bridge, you run across the cavern floor. At last, you see a tunnel in the far wall.
Because
which you race
hiding in
down
the
until
water
you
is
reach its end
really
at a
just gonna
heavy
fuck
wooden
us.
door. The door is locked.
But I have a key.
The key turns in the lock, and the door opens into a four-way intersection of the tunnel. There is nothing to be seen, either to the east or to the west.
Oh, shit. Well, fuck me running. Okay. Oh!
Apart from the now familiar
I know which way to
ceiling
go.
crystals, giving off their dim light. And
I'm
suddenly
very
you
smart.
hear a voice calling you. This way, this way. You are on the right track. It seems to be coming from somewhere directly ahead of you. Your curiosity gets the better of you, and you decide to walk towards the beckoning voice. The tunnel bends sharply to the right, and around the corner you see a little old man with a long beard,
Damn,
cowering
dude.
behind a large wicker basket. The basket is tied to a rope, the other end of which disappears into the ceiling. The old man sounds very worried as he says, "Do not attack me, stranger. I pose no threat to you. I am simply here to help you. If you will be so kind as to offer me some sort of remuneration, I will gladly haul you up in the basket to the upper level. And believe me, that is where you ought to be."
Oh, Lord. Let's, I guess, give him something from my backpack. Is like, I don't know where else this would take me. Let's see. Offer something else. Offer something else. Offer something else. What can we offer? Offer something else. Offer something else. Let's see. Offer something else. Yeah, here, have the Ring of Wishes.
After paying off the old man, you climb into the wicker basket and watch as he tilts his head back and shouts, "Pull it up, Ivy!" The rope goes taut, and the basket rises jerkily off the ground. As you are hauled higher and higher, the old man calls out to you, saying, "You'll like Ivy. She's a nice girl. We call her Poison Ivy." He starts to laugh uncontrollably, and you wonder, somewhat apprehensively, just who is hauling you up. The basket goes through the ceiling, and you find yourself in a small chamber, face to face with an ugly old female troll. Her face is hairy and covered with warts. With a huge hand, she reaches forward and hauls you out of the basket, which she lets fall to the floor below. She grabs you round the throat and says in a husky voice, "I want paying too."
Try to talk your way out of giving her anything. Yeah, let's go.
You gaze around Ivy's room, seeing a painting of another troll hanging on the wall. You ask her if he is any relation.
I mean, look, I can just go back right here.
Suddenly her mood and expression change.
He could have a provision. It's fucking whatever.
After paying off the old man, you climb into the wicker basket and watch as he tilts his head back and shouts.
I want to see what giving her the ring does. Oh, well shit. Fuck you.
You gaze around Ivy's room, seeing a painting of another troll hanging on the wall. You ask her if he is any relation. Suddenly her mood and expression change. She loosens her grip on you and smiles, saying, "Oh yes, that is my dear beloved brother Sourbelly. He has done very well for himself down south in Port Blacksand. He is now an Imperial Guard in Lord Azor's elite troop. I'm very proud of him."
I'm proud of him too.
Ivy stares at the painting and continues to praise her brother.
Continue the conversation.
Smiling, you tell Ivy that you think she and Sourbelly look very alike. And then, while she stares admiringly at the painting, you pick up a broken stool, creep up behind her, and smash her over the back of the head with it as hard as you can.
Give her the chair!
To your immense relief, she slumps, unconscious, to the floor.
We gave her the chair.
You search through the cupboards and boxes in Ivy's room, but you find nothing except an old bone, which you take with you. You leave the chamber by the east door. You find yourself standing at the end of a tunnel with a flight of stone steps leading downwards. From the floor below, you can hear the sound of barking dogs.
Oh hey, funny that I got an old bone
out of your backpack and throw it down the stairs. The barking grows louder.
But we had to do it, Crow. We needed that bone.
When the bone lands on the floor. You walk slowly down the steps with your sword drawn and see two huge black guard dogs fighting over the bone. You run quickly past them.
The bone was very important to us as a character and our growth as a person.
The tunnel veers sharply to the left and comes to an end at a high wall in which there is a door. You hear a ferocious roar from the other side of the wall, and you wonder what gargantuan beast could make such a noise.
I'm sure it's unimportant.
You tie the rope to the grappling iron and hurl it over the top of the wall. Its hooks dig into the stone, and you begin to haul yourself up. Peering over the top of the wall, you see an enormous dinosaur-like
Wow, it's a T-Rex!
thrashing about in a sand-covered pit.
Wait, how do we know what dinosaurs look like?
Its hide is a mottled green color, and it stands some 10 meters tall on its muscular hind legs. Rows of razor-sharp
Once again,
teeth
I
line
appreciate
its
this fantasy.
which open and close with
This time in fantasy writing.
There is a large
schlocky fantasy writing where it's just fucking whatever.
Which appears to
just
be
whatever
the only
we
way
think
out
is
of this
cool in the
section of
moment.
the
Just
dungeon.
fucking throw it out there. Throw the monkey bone charm into the pit.
The pit fiend's jaws snap at the monkey charm and pluck it out of the air. Suddenly its jaws spring open again, forced apart by the charm, which has expanded
Yeah, this is the
to fill
book.
its mouth. While the pit fiend thrashes around in the pit, trying to get rid of the charm, you lower yourself down into the pit to reach the double doors. In its mad rage, the pit fiend tries to crush you against the side of the wall with its massive body. Let's see if luck is on your side.
Luck is always on my side, you could argue.
As the pit fiend slams its body against the wall, you let go of the rope and drop safely to the floor. You run towards the double doors and are relieved to feel them swing open as you push on them. You let them swing shut behind you and head north along the tunnel.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Walking along, you see a red line painted across the tunnel floor and notice a sign on the wall which reads, "No weapons beyond this point."
Well, let's abandon any weapons before continuing north.
Without your weapons, you are more vulnerable, and the loss of your sword leaves you feeling almost naked and costing you 4 skill points.
Oof,
Wondering
ouch.
whether you have made the right decision, you follow the tunnel north. The tunnel leads into a marble-floored hall with pillars rising right up to the ceiling.
I'm sure
As you cross the
losing my
floor,
sword in 4
your
skill
footsteps
points will in
echo
no way
through the
fuck
hall.
me.
The hairs on the back of your neck start to prickle, and you soon sense unseen eyes watching you. Unknown to you, one of your rivals is hiding behind a pillar. It is the ninja, a deadly assassin
sorry, a
dressed
ninja?
in black robes. Without a sound, he steps out from behind the pillar and throws a star-edged disc at your back.
Hey, wait, this man has a
Instinctively,
weapon.
an inner voice tells you to duck. But how's your luck?
That man has a weapon. I'm curious now.
Walking along, you see the tunnel leads into a marble-floored hall with pillars rising right up to the ceiling. As you cross,
Now, will my luck
the
be defeated?
razor-sharp disc
My immaculate
whistles
luck.
past your head and bites deep into one of the pillars. Turning to face your would-be assassin, you prepare yourself as he advances, his long sword
I'm
drawn.
just here to murder a ninja, I guess.
You find a used throwing disc and hurl it as he unleashes another. The ninja howls in pain as yours lands home.
I'm better at the throwing star.
The ninja leaps at you, his sword screeching towards your head. But you parry and are able to
See,
kick the
his
fighter
first mistake was
directly in
having
the
a
stomach.
sword that screams. This is why I win. My sword
You
doesn't
find a
scream.
rock lying in the corner and throw it hard toward a pillar where the ninja is hiding. As he looks around it, the rock hits him agonizingly in the face.
You decide to search the ninja and find a cloth bag in the folds of his robes. Inside it is a flask of water, some rice wrapped in a palm leaf, a jar of ointment, and a beautiful diamond.
I mean, I guess we'll eat the rice and drink the. We only really need the diamond, honestly. We don't need to heal.
The only possible way out of the hall, as far as you can see, is by using the chute in the northern wall. You decide to give it a go and climb into the chute. You slide down gently, landing on your back in another room. As soon as you stand up, you are confronted by the most repulsive sight you have ever laid eyes on. There
Hey!
you,
You know what? I'll let you guys see
wallowing in
the
a
image
circular
again because
pool
it's
of
really
fetid
cool.
slime is a bulbous
Look at
creature
him.
too
Look at that
horrible to be
blood
believed.
beast. Look at that
Its
sick
body
ass
is green and
motherfucker.
covered all over with fearsome-looking spikes.
Okay, you got enough of that. Let's beat the blood beast.
The blood beast
Beat the blood beast.
breathing heavily during your fight.
We'll eat some
You
provisions.
quickly eat some provisions, increasing your stamina by 4 points.
Wow. Let's beat the blood beast. God, he is rolling so
reaches for you with
fucking
its-
good.
Your blade strikes one of the blood beast's real eyes with devastating. The tunnel leads into a large room.
Yeah, and this is where I fight the Manticore.
You recognize the beast. You raise your shield.
Attack the Manticore, who's also going to start rolling gangbusters.
You lunge at the creature's stomach with your sword drawn. It tries to move.
Oh, good, Ice Claw.
You
Great.
land a powerful blow. The giant creature You seize an opportunity to attack the creature's back leg and manage to bury your sword deep into its thigh.
As you are wiping the Manticore's blood from your sword, you are surprised to see a small man jump out from behind one of the marble pillars. He is dressed
We did
in a
it, chat. We got to the
tight-fitting
end
green
with
tunic
the 3 gems.
and looks quite harmless, although you are wary of the way he is holding an opaque glass ball with a shimmering green light. "Greetings," he says cheerfully. "My name is Igbot, the gnome,
God, Igbot is such an
and I am the
incredible
trial
name.
master for your final test.
Igbot's so
Needless
good.
to say, my magical powers are great, so you should not try to attack me. You may have learnt, during your quest, that gems play an essential part in the trial of champions. The iron door in front of you is the victory exit, but there is only one way of opening it. 3
A gun.
gems have to be put into the lock mechanism in the correct order. Each gem radiates a unique energy, which will trigger the mechanism. If you do it correctly, that is. But first, we need the correct gems. First, you will need an emerald."
Which we have.
The gnome smiles and says, "You truly are a great adventurer. Now, you will also need a sapphire."
We have the sapphire. Because we're hot
gnome,
shit.
still smiling, says excitedly, "Excellent. Just one to go. Lastly, you'll need a diamond."
We have the diamond.
The gnome jumps in the air, yelling, "Well done! Nobody has ever managed to find all 3 gems before. Now get ready for the final test, which I will explain once and once only. As you can see, the lock on this door has 3 slots labeled A, B, and C, each of which is built to accept a specific gem. You have to put one of the 3 gems in each of the slots in the correct order. If you manage this at the first attempt, fine. However, if you put the gems in the wrong slots, you will be blasted by a bolt of energy from the lock, causing you injury.
Oh, this is
So choose
garbage.
carefully.
This is
I'm allowed to help
terrible.
you a little. If you place one gem in its correct slot but get the other 2 wrong, I shall shout 1 crown and 2 skulls. If you place all 3 gems incorrectly, I
Ugh.
shall shout 3 skulls. You will be allowed to try again and again until you either succeed or die.
I will
Are you
die.
ready? You signal your readiness with a nod of the head and walk forward to place the 3 gems in the slots. For your first try, decide now which gems you will place in the labeled slots.
Okay, so, like a cool person, we're not gonna do the example. We're gonna do it like this.
You just have time to hear the gnome say, 1 crown and 2 skulls, before a white bolt of energy shoots out from the lock into your chest, knocking you unconscious. It's 1 dice plus 1 for the damage.
Wow, I
come
fucking...
And you are told by the gnome to try again. You know you placed 1 gem in the correct slot, but you just have time to hear the gnome say, 1 crown and 2 skulls. You come to, and you are told by the gnome to try again. You know you placed 1 gem in the correct slot, but
I did do the same set. I apologize. I thought I put the diamond up top, but no.
you just have time to hear the gnome yell, 3 crowns! Covering your
Ouch.
nose. And
My bones.
as soon as you appear at the tunnel
Wait,
exit,
I made it?
a large crowd begins to cheer and shout. You walk down a path lined with jubilant people towards a small rostrum, and there, sitting under a colourful bamboo umbrella, is Baron Sippendick. He looks astonished.
Yeah, I
as if he
did skip
never
a lot.
expected anybody to come through his death trap.
I didn't mean
dungeon
to.
alive. Now the secret of Fang is known. As the Baron rises from his chair, you climb the steps to the rostrum, bow down before him, and watch as his cold eyes stare at you in utter disbelief. You smile grimly as he offers you his outstretched hand. To the deafening noise of the cheering people of Fang, Baron Succumbit opens the chest containing your prize of 10,000 gold pieces.
Part of me is
Then he
like, what if
places
I
the
just
laurel
exit the
crown on
game?
your head and proclaims you the champion of Deathtrap Dungeon.
Hey. This goes fucking hard. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can go back. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can go back and see it, but... Go quiet that down a little bit, because that's super fucking loud. We won! I fucked up at the end, though, and I made an oopsie. But I'm also not gonna skip the credits, because fuck it. I want to see if it's gonna let me, like, reload my save. So I could look at other shit. Guys. Fuck yeah, I'm so smart.
The tunnel leads in. You
Kill the Manticore.
You see,
Kill the Manticore.
you love.
Get absolutely fucked by the Manticore.
You lunge at the creature's.
As you are. The gnome.
Okay, so. The order stays correct.
You just have time to hear the gnome yell, 3 crowns! Before the lock clicks open. As the heavy door swings slowly outwards, the gnome rushes towards it, hurling the glass ball at your feet. Green gas escapes from the broken glass. I'm afraid we'll need to test your luck to see if you avoid inhaling it.
Wait, there's a luck check at the end of the game? Fuck
Covering
this!
your nose and mouth with your hand to avoid breathing in the gas. You follow the gnome through the open door. You enter another tunnel, at the end of which is the welcome sight of daylight. Much to your surprise, you see the gnome lying dead halfway down the tunnel.
What a piece of
A
shit
crossbow
move!
bolt protrudes from the side of his head. The gnome, in his own bid for freedom, has fallen foul of Baron Succumbit's final trap. You walk past him and out into the brilliant sunshine.
Ooh, that's blinding.
As soon as you appear at the tunnel
Yeah,
exit,
and there we go.
a large
But yeah, chat, we did it. We have defeated the Deathtrap dungeon. I hope you're proud of what we've accomplished today. Yeah, I do love also the only reason we survived is because that gnome is a stupid piece of shit. What an absolute fucker of a move. What a fucking awful dungeon. The Baron is lucky we didn't murder him right there. Honestly, the ending is very tame. I'm gonna be real. But either way. That was pretty fun. I'm glad I did that. Because Bear was busy today. But I hope y'all had fun, because I definitely did. This is a neat game. This is a lot of fun. I kind of hope they do more like this, but either way. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, however much that might be. Later, y'all. Have a good one. Bye-bye. It was a pretty good Dark Souls. You're right. Yes, Malik, it is a Dark Souls. You're correct. Fuck. God damn it, Malik. Later, y'all.